A woman who is deeply attracted to you is always doing this in front of you. Old Stoic wisdom. Signs she's deeply attracted to you. Wisdom for the modern ma. If you're wondering whether a woman is genuinely attracted to you, sometimes the most telling signs are not in her words, but in her actions. While spoken words can be deceiving, it's often her body language, facial expressions, and subtle gestures that reveal her true feelings. A woman who is drawn to you may not always say it directly, but she will consistently show it through the way she behaves when you're around. Learning to interpret these nonverbal cues can give you a much clearer sense of her emotions and intentions. In relationships, actions often speak louder than words. If you can read these small but significant details, you'll find it easier to understand her attraction to you. Key signs of genuine attraction may include the way she smiles at you, her physical proximity, the way she touches her hair or clothes when you're speaking, or how she mirrors your movements, small actions that betray deeper emotions. Keep your eyes open, and you'll start to notice how often these cues reveal more than a simple conversation could. As we dive into these signs, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and like our videos. Every click from you supports us and motivates us to continue sharing meaningful insights. If our content resonates with you, feel free to share it with others and leave your thoughts or questions in the comments. We appreciate your involvement in helping us build a stronger, more connected community. The most beautiful things in life are not seen, but felt with the heart. Helen Keller. Number 1, prolonged eye contact. When a woman is truly drawn to you, her eyes can reveal more than words ever could. Prolonged eye contact is not just an idle gesture, it's a powerful nonverbal message that signals interest, emotional connection, and even attraction. Eye contact speaks volumes. If she locks her gaze with you longer than usual, she's telling you something without uttering a single word. It's not just about the act of looking, but about how she looks at you. A lingering gaze, steady and unwavering, is often a clear sign that she's not merely seeing you, but feeling something deeper. This subtle behavior is a reflection of her desire to connect with you on an emotional level, to forge a bond that goes beyond the surface. It's part of an ancient, unspoken language, a dance of connection that resonates with the Stoic principles of self-control and emotional clarity. Like the old Stoic wisdom suggests, maintaining composure even in moments of vulnerability, such as during eye contact, requires an iron mind, a mind that can stay grounded while engaging in the delicate art of human connection. Next time you're engaged in a conversation with her, hold her gaze just a little longer than usual. It's a simple, yet powerful, test of connection. The way she responds can speak volumes. Does she break the gaze first, maybe feeling a little shy or uncertain? Or does she hold it, smiling warmly as she does? Each reaction is a clue, a subtle confirmation of how she feels about you. Be alert to these small, nuanced signs because, believe me, they're never accidental. These signs reveal what she might not be saying out loud, but feels on the inside. You must pay attention because understanding these nonverbal cues takes practice, patience, and a mindset rooted in Stoic principles, controlling your emotions while remaining perceptive to the unspoken feelings of others. The way she looks at you without a word is a sign of respect for your presence and a desire for deeper emotional connection. Don't overlook it. Be the person who truly recognizes that prolonged eye contact isn't just about intimacy, it's about understanding her. That is how you connect with the inner workings of her heart. To do this, you must cultivate an iron mind, just like the Stoics who valued clarity and self-discipline above all else. By observing these moments of shared silence, you'll begin to see the world through her eyes, as well as your own, with a more profound understanding of emotional connections that don't need to be spoken aloud. In a world filled with distractions, where words often become too easy, it is these small, intimate gestures, the subtle exchange of a gaze, that truly reveal what lies beneath. This is where the old Stoic wisdom comes in, the ability to stay calm, composed, and aware, not just of your own emotions, but of the silent signals that others send. When she maintains eye contact, she's opening a door. Don't let it pass unnoticed. This simple yet profound exchange is a sign of something deeper, a connection waiting to be nurtured, if only you're brave enough to see it and act accordingly. Number 2, open body language. When it comes to understanding how someone feels, their body language often speaks louder than words. And this is especially true when it comes to a woman who is truly interested in you. It's like an unspoken language that can give you insights into her feelings, even when her mouth is silent. If she shares this with you, you're special to her. She's showing you, in subtle but unmistakable ways, that she cares. Take a moment to observe her body language when you're together. It's not about the grand gestures or the extravagant displays, but rather the little things, the minute shifts in posture, the way she positions herself around you. These are the quiet but powerful signs that a deeper connection is being formed. Let's start with one of the clearest indicators of attraction: direct body orientation. Have you ever noticed how she turns her body to face you completely? It's like the old Stoic rules of presence. When someone directs their whole being toward you, they're giving you their undivided attention. The power of this gesture lies in its simplicity. When she faces you, she is signaling that her focus is fully on you. This is no accident. Her body is telling you, I'm here fully engaged and I want to hear what you have to say. Now add to that a little leaning in during conversation. It may seem casual, but in reality, it's a subtle but profound sign that she's mentally and emotionally invested. This is her way of saying, I'm with you. It's not just about proximity, it's about closeness in a deeper, more meaningful sense. It's as though she's drawing closer to not only your words, but your energy. In terms of practical stoicism, this is a manifestation of the value of closeness and connection, creating space for understanding and openness. If you notice her mirroring your movements, that's another signal that she's interested in you. This phenomenon happens naturally when two people are in sync with each other. The Stoic path of wisdom teaches us about the importance of harmony, and mirroring is one of the ways the human body tries to create that harmony between two people. It's like the universe aligning to show you that there's a mutual understanding, even if it's unspoken. If she's copying your gestures, posture, or expressions, it means she's in tune with you, actively participating in the conversation, and wants to deepen the bond. But let's not overlook the relaxed posture. It's perhaps one of the most powerful indicators that a woman is comfortable with you. If her shoulders are not tense, her arms are not crossed in a defensive posture, and her body is open and facing yours, then take note. She feels safe with you. A woman who feels at ease will open herself up to you, and her body will naturally reflect that comfort. In contrast, when someone is anxious or disconnected, they tend to close themselves off, crossing their arms or physically distancing themselves. So if she's relaxed around you, it's a green light to go ahead because she's saying, I trust you and I'm open to more. This relaxed stance is a practical stoicism lesson in itself, learning to stay calm, grounded, and open, even in the presence of someone who matters. It reflects the inner peace and emotional balance that both men and women seek in meaningful relationships. She's telling you that she's ready to move beyond the surface level, that she's ready to engage in something deeper, and perhaps even build a lasting connection. Now, these signs might be subtle, but don't underestimate their importance. The fact that she's willing to display open body language in your presence means that she's not just physically present, she's emotionally invested. This is a rare gift in a world that often values superficiality over depth. So pay attention to these gestures. They are the quiet paths of wisdom guiding you toward a more profound connection. Don't ignore these signs. A woman who displays these signals is offering you more than just her presence. She's offering you her trust, her interest, and a potential for something deeper. Be sure to respond in kind. showing respect for her openness and reciprocating with your own emotional honesty and understanding. This is how you build something real, something lasting. Remember, the best relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding. If she's opening up to you in this way, follow the Stoic path of wisdom. Stay calm, stay grounded, and reciprocate with your own openness. You don't need to search for more signs. She's already showing you all you need to know. Number 3, an easy laugh. When a woman laughs freely, especially at your jokes, even the silly ones, it's a clear sign that you hold her attention and she genuinely enjoys your company. Laughter is more than just an emotional response, it's a sign of comfort. When a woman feels safe, at ease, and relaxed with you, she will laugh without restraint, signaling that she's forming a deeper connection. This is not to be underestimated. Her laughter is a form of communication, a silent declaration of affection. You see, humor is a powerful tool, not just for entertainment, but for creating bonds. As Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, wisely said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. The ability to make her laugh isn't about impressing her with complex jokes, but about making her feel comfortable and valued. When she laughs easily, it means she's letting her guard down around you. And in today's world, where trust is often hard to come by, this is an invaluable sign of connection. Don't shy away from making her laugh. Do it boldly. In fact, take every opportunity to create those moments. It doesn't matter if the joke is small or silly. It's the shared experience, the bond you're building, that matters. Her laughter signifies that she's enjoying your presence and that she's truly invested in the interaction. This connection is more powerful than you think. The Stoics taught us the importance of inner peace and comfort with oneself. Epictetus himself encouraged us to focus on what we can control. And in relationships, what you control is the space you create for her to feel at ease. That's the true path to connection, and that's how you win. She wants to laugh, to be herself with you. Don't let that moment slip away. Embrace it. When she laughs, it's not just a moment of joy, it's a reflection of a deeper, more meaningful bond that you're both developing. Remember, don't take this lightly. When she laughs at your jokes, even the smallest ones, it's a reflection of a trust that's beginning to form. This connection, this bond, is part of winning in life, and you must seize it. Her laughter is not just a sound, it's a victory. It's the victory of connection, of two people aligning in trust and comfort. You must recognize that. In a world that often feels like it's moving too fast, her laughter is the slow, deliberate signal that she's with you. Don't take it for granted, embrace it. This is how you win. Stoicism teaches us to control what we can. You can control the vibe you create with her, and when you create one of comfort and ease, you will win. Remember, every time she laughs, you're building something far greater than just a shared moment of humor. You're building trust, affection, and the foundation for something much deeper. So don't hold back, make her laugh, make her feel at ease. In this moment, you're winning. If you found this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit from this insight. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom on how to connect better with those around you. Positive affirmation. I create connections effortlessly with ease and humor. Comment this below to let us know how you bond with others in a positive and genuine way. Number 4, casual touches. When a woman reaches out for those casual, seemingly innocuous touches, it's more than just a gesture. You must realize that this is a hidden sign of affection. Whether it's a gentle brush of her hand against yours, a tap on your arm during a lively conversation, or her playful touch on your shoulder as you both laugh, these are subtle yet powerful signs she's attracted to you. Don't dismiss these as mere accidents or trivialities. No, they're messages, coded in a language of physicality, trying to communicate what words might not. Think about it. She's not just touching you for the sake of it. These touches are a test, a way to see if you're open to a deeper, more personal connection. This is where Old Stoic wisdom can help. The Stoic principles teach us to observe, to listen carefully, and to understand the hidden intentions behind actions. In this case, these casual touches are her way of gently probing the waters, checking to see if you two are open to that physical and emotional intimacy. She's not simply reaching out to you for no reason. No, these touches indicate that she's comfortable around you, that she feels a sense of safety in your presence. This is a good sign. She's expressing a level of trust that only comes when someone feels secure. This sense of security, however, is not just about physical proximity. It's deeper, it's emotional, and that's where the iron mind of Stoic wisdom can be applied. Be aware that she's not rushing this process. She's gauging the situation, allowing you the space to reciprocate. It's an invitation, a subtle, gentle invitation for you to engage in a deeper, more intimate connection. The Stoic principles remind us that we must be vigilant and aware of the signals the world sends us, and this physical contact is one of those signals. Now, let's be clear. If she seeks more of this physical closeness, you must not hesitate. That's a strong indication that she wants to take things beyond casual banter. She's giving you a green light to establish something more meaningful, and you should meet that with grace and confidence. You cannot miss this opportunity. This is where her trust in you blossoms, and if you fail to recognize it, you risk breaking the unspoken bond she's carefully nurturing. Just remember, the key to understanding these touches is in the Stoic mind, where we learn to read between the lines of subtlety. Be open, but always measured. Don't rush, don't force it, but don't ignore it either. The real power of this interaction lies in your response. She's testing your openness, your comfort level, and your willingness to engage in something more intimate. If you mirror that same level of trust and allow the connection to grow, you're forging a path to something truly meaningful. It's a dance, a slow and deliberate process, but one that builds on understanding and mutual respect. So when she touches you casually, be aware, stay present, and follow the cues. That's when the real magic happens, when two people come together, not just in body, but in mind, forged in the heat of genuine trust and connection. You must remember, physical touch is not just a sign of attraction, it's a signal that a deeper bond is waiting to be built. Embrace it with a mind of iron and a heart full of understanding. Number 5, asking personal questions. Don't ignore this subtle but powerful sign. When a woman begins to ask personal questions, you're stepping into deeper waters. It's not just small talk. She's not casually asking about your favorite sports team or the car you drive. No, this is something much more meaningful. When she probes into your life experiences, your dreams, your passions, she's emotionally investing in you. She's signaling that she values you, that she's willing to make the effort to understand your inner world. And that's powerful. Be aware. Her curiosity is not a random act. It's a path towards a more profound emotional connection. She's looking to know more than just what's on the surface. She's looking for something real, something genuine. The Stoic rules of engagement teach us to observe carefully, not just hear words. Practical Stoicism demands we look deeper into intentions, beyond actions. If a woman is asking personal questions, it's a signal that she's already practicing this, trying to understand the essence of who you are. That is not a moment to shy away or deflect. This is your opportunity to connect on a deeper level. Paths of wisdom tell us that relationships thrive on authenticity. She's giving you a chance to show who you truly are. So don't just say what you think she wants to hear. Be real, be raw, and share those thoughts that you've tucked away. This is not a game or a test. It's a genuine request for deeper understanding. Now let's dig a little deeper. Think about the type of questions she's asking. If she's curious about your childhood, your family dynamics, or how you handle setbacks in life, she's not just checking boxes. These questions reflect a deeper desire to see your character, your values, your resilience. In short, she wants to know how you think, how you approach life's challenges, and how you might fit into her world. Practical Stoicism teaches us to examine life through the lens of virtue, integrity, and wisdom. If you feel her questions pushing you toward introspection, that's exactly what's happening. She's asking because she wants to know if you align with those deeper ideals. The real beauty of this is the vulnerability it invites. When you share those personal details, you're allowing yourself to be seen. You're showing that you trust her enough to reveal not just your surface level persona, but your core beliefs and passions. And let me tell you, that's a special place to be. The paths of wisdom often emphasize the importance of openness in relationships. If you're not open, how can there be a true connection? So, when she asks, respond with thoughtfulness and sincerity. Answer her with the same depth she's showing. You must understand the weight of this. When a woman wants to learn about your dreams, your struggles, and your passions, she's expressing something very profound. She's laying the groundwork for a relationship built on understanding, respect, and true emotional intimacy. Don't take it lightly. These questions are not superficial. They are her way of telling you, I want more from this connection. I'm here, I'm present, and I'm truly interested in you. Be aware of the difference between her genuine curiosity and someone who just wants to pass time. If the questions feel deliberate and thoughtful, it's a sign of practical stoicism in action. She's trying to discern your true nature, your values, and your emotional depth. She's applying wisdom to gauge whether you're a good match, not just in a practical sense, but on a deeper, more soulful level. To sum it up, when a woman starts asking you these kinds of questions, you're no longer just a passing acquaintance. You're someone she wants to know in a way that transcends casual conversation. This is a clear indication that she values your thoughts, your life experiences, and your emotional world. It's a sign that she's ready to take the next step in building a genuine, meaningful connection with you. So embrace it. Be open, be vulnerable, and show her the real you. That is how relationships grow into something deeper and more meaningful. If you find this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember. True connection starts with genuine curiosity and understanding. Number 6, adjusting her appearance. When a woman is truly interested in you, she will make subtle yet powerful adjustments to her appearance when you're around. It's not about flaunting herself or seeking attention, but about ensuring that she presents her best self to you. These seemingly small gestures, whether she straightens her clothes, fixes her hair, or tweaks her jewelry, are not coincidences. They are signs of her deeper desire to leave a lasting positive impression. You might not hear her say it, but her actions tell a different story. Every adjustment she makes is her silent way of telling you that you matter to her. Appearance, as Epictetus once noted, is not a reflection of who we are, but of how we wish to be perceived. In other words, how she looks in front of you reflects how much she values the connection she's trying to build. You see, when someone cares, they take pride in showing their best face, not just for the world, but for you specifically. These actions are as deliberate as they are subtle. It's not vanity, it's care. She wants you to see her at her best, and that means something. And yet, many men overlook these signs, thinking they are insignificant. But let me make one thing clear. This is no coincidence. This is a form of attention that speaks volumes. It's her way of showing respect. It's her way of showing that she cares. You must understand the value of these gestures. They are not trivial. Stoicism teaches us to look beneath the surface, to understand the deeper meanings of actions. Epictetus would say, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. What this means for you is that the value she places in her appearance around you comes not from vanity, but from the genuine desire to connect with you. You have to read between the lines, understand the intent. She's investing herself in this moment, in your connection, because she's truly interested in you. The wisdom of Stoicism, of Epictetus, reminds us that we must not take things at face value. Life will show you signs just like this, and you must be wise enough to notice them. In a world full of distractions, these quiet signals are your opportunity to understand the strength of someone's feelings without them saying a word. These subtle actions matter. They are a part of life's bigger picture. You must see them, value them, and act accordingly. When a woman makes herself look good for you, it's not about you being special. It's about you being important enough for her to care about her presentation. This is where the Stoic mindset shines. Winning in life is about seeing the truth behind the surface, understanding the hidden signs, and recognizing the care in those small actions. So next time you see her adjusting herself in your presence, understand it for what it truly is. She's showing you she cares. And when you recognize this, you'll find yourself ahead in the game of connection and trust. Embrace that. It's your key to winning. Number 7, nervousness or fidgeting. When a woman is around someone she truly cares about, her body can betray her emotions in subtle ways. One such sign is nervousness, often reflected in small fidgeting or restless movements. Even the most self-assured woman can show unease when she's drawn to someone. Watch for the gentle signs, the way her fingers nervously trace the edge of her cup, or how she adjusts her clothing, almost as if to make herself more comfortable, more present in the moment. These movements are often unconscious, driven by the excitement that her emotions stir up. It's like an ancient truth. No matter how stoic we try to be, the body often speaks louder than words. This is where the old Stoic wisdom comes in. The Stoics understood that human nature is complex, and even the most iron-minded individuals may struggle to suppress what they truly feel. A woman's fidgeting or shifting in her seat can speak volumes, signaling that, even in the face of her own nervousness, she's engaged, invested, and fully aware of your presence. And it's not just the small movements. If you notice her blushing or stumbling over her words, take note. These are not mere coincidences. These are powerful, silent signals of attraction. When she feels flustered, unsure of how to navigate the conversation, it's because she deeply cares about making a positive impression. The old Stoic principles taught that mastering one's emotions was key to personal strength, but that doesn't mean they vanish entirely. They simply simmer beneath the surface, influencing our reactions in ways we might not always be aware of. The nervous laugh, the way she suddenly becomes more self-conscious, they're signs of vulnerability, and vulnerability, in this case, is not a weakness. It's the indication of someone who is trying to manage the excitement and anticipation they feel. Recognize this for what it is. Don't dismiss it as something trivial or fleeting. These reactions speak to a deeper connection, a yearning to show you something real. When a woman lets her guard down like this, she's sharing a piece of herself with you. You must understand that her nervousness is not a sign of disinterest. It's proof of her interest. The more you grasp this concept, the more you can appreciate the subtle, unspoken language of attraction. So, the next time you notice her fidgeting, blushing, or struggling to find the right words, don't overlook it. These are not just moments of nervousness, they're the quiet indicators that she's emotionally engaged with you, perhaps in ways that words cannot capture. Embrace the intensity of these signs. They're real, they're telling you something important, and if you listen carefully, you'll see just how much she truly cares. If you've noticed a woman fidgeting or showing signs of nervousness around you, it's a clear indication that she's deeply attracted to you. She's trying to manage her excitement and emotions in your presence, but most men miss these subtle signs. Don't be one of them. Please comment below, "I notice the signs and take action," and let us know how you've started paying attention to these details. Number 8, feeling comfortable around you. Let's cut to the chase. If a woman feels comfortable around you, consider that a gold star in the relationship book. Comfort isn't just about physical ease, it's about emotional safety. When a woman opens up to you, shares personal stories, or talks about things that are close to her heart, that's a sign of trust. And trust, my friend, is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Here's the thing, she doesn't open up to just anyone. Trust is earned, and when she lets her guard down in your presence, you're special. She feels secure around you, and that is a big deal. This is where Old Stoic wisdom enters the picture. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers, believed that true connection comes from being able to show your true self without fear of judgment. This is exactly what happens when a woman feels at ease with you. She's not afraid to express herself, knowing you won't criticize or undermine her. In this space, her true personality comes alive. She shares her hopes, dreams, and vulnerabilities. And that's a rare gift. You must be that safe space. If you want to truly build a connection with her, you must become the safe space she seeks. Be the person who listens without judgment, who offers support without pressure. Think about it. In a world full of noise, the people who can make others feel heard and understood are those who become irreplaceable. This is the essence of practical Stoicism. The Stoics taught us that control over our emotions allows us to respond calmly to others' vulnerability. You must be steady, unshakable, and calm when she shares her thoughts and feelings. The moment you show impatience or dismissiveness, you risk breaking the very trust she's built with you. That is the power of emotional connection. Feeling comfortable around someone isn't just a passing phase. It's an essential part of deepening your emotional connection. It's about creating a space where she can express herself freely and where you can respond with empathy and understanding. That's how relationships grow. Think of it as a garden. You must tend to it with care and patience. When she opens up, it's like planting seeds. These conversations are what nurture the bond between you. In return, she'll feel closer to you, and her affection will grow stronger. She'll appreciate that you're a constant in her life, providing that safe harbor in the storm. Don't mistake comfort for complacency. Now, here's the fine print. Comfort doesn't mean complacency. Just because a woman feels at ease with you doesn't mean you should stop putting in effort. The path of wisdom is never a straight line. You must continually earn her trust by staying present, attentive, and emotionally available. Remember, Stoic rules don't just teach us about self-discipline, they also remind us of the power of consistency. Never let comfort lead to taking each other for granted. That's how relationships stagnate. Be the man who evolves with her, learns with her, and grows stronger in the connection each day. The Stoic's Guide to Comfort. So, how can you embody this wisdom in your relationship? Start by practicing emotional discipline, just as the Stoics taught. Be consistent, be understanding, and most importantly, be present. Let her know she is seen, heard, and appreciated. These paths of wisdom, though timeless, are just as practical today. In a world where distractions abound, showing someone they are a priority takes a profound level of focus and care. In the end, comfort isn't just about how she feels in your presence. It's about how she knows she can be herself without fear of judgment or rejection. And when you're the man who creates that space for her, you're the man who earns her heart. So don't take it lightly. Be the steady presence she can count on, and you'll find yourself rewarded with trust, intimacy, and love. Number 9, caring for you. When a woman truly cares for you, it's not just about grand gestures or fancy gifts. It's the small, thoughtful actions that speak volumes. The way she remembers your favorite food, offers you a drink, or simply asks how your day went is the first clear indication of her interest. These actions might seem trivial at first, but in reality, they reveal a deep, genuine concern for your well-being. She is paying attention. She is invested. She wants you to feel seen, heard, and cared for. This is not just kindness. It's the foundation of a strong emotional connection. The great thing in life is not so much where we stand, as in what direction we are moving, said Epictetus. This is the essence of what makes her care. It's not the fleeting moments of attention, it's the consistency, the daily effort that shows she wants to build something lasting, something real. Just as Stoicism teaches us the power of control, of mastery over self and circumstance, the woman who truly cares is in control of her actions, her attention, and her affection. She doesn't need to prove her love with grand gestures because her everyday actions speak louder than words ever could. This is Stoicism in practice, finding contentment in the small things and recognizing their powerful impact. If she shares this with you, if she takes the time to show she cares, it's a signal that she sees something special in you. It's in these moments that you see the true strength of her affection. This is the kind of woman who understands that love is built not in the rare moments of grandeur, but in the everyday things that make life better. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. A woman who truly cares wants nothing more than to make your life easier, happier, and more fulfilling. So, recognize these signs. Appreciate her subtle but powerful ways of showing care. Don't dismiss them as minor details. These are the signs of a woman who knows the value of a real connection, who seeks to build something meaningful and lasting. You must see these signs. This is how true bonds are formed. Understand that she's not just looking for a relationship. She's looking for someone to invest in, someone worthy of her time and effort. This is a victory. You are being shown care because you have earned it. You're not just another face in the crowd. You're someone she's invested in, someone she believes in. Recognize this, embrace it, and most importantly, reciprocate that care. To truly win at life, as Stoicism teaches us, is to understand the power of your actions and relationships. Never take for granted the woman who shows up for you in the small ways. She's not just a part of your life. She is a reminder of your own growth and the value you bring to the world. Number 10, smiling when you're not paying attention. When a woman genuinely cares about you, the signs can sometimes be subtle yet profound, and one of the most revealing indicators is her smile. But this isn't just any smile. It's the type of smile that appears when you're not even aware of it, when you're talking to someone else, or when she's just in your presence. If she smiles when she hears your voice or sees you walk into the room, even if there's no direct interaction, that's a telltale sign that she feels a connection to you. Her smile is an instinctive expression, one that reflects a deeper, unspoken warmth and affection. It's like the smile of a person who knows exactly how the presence of another can change the entire atmosphere of a room. It's not a smile forced or meant to be seen, but rather one that emerges naturally from within her, indicating a bond that goes beyond surface level politeness. You must recognize that such gestures are not trivial. They are the manifestations of a real emotional connection, a reminder that in the world of Stoic principles, sometimes it's the smallest gestures, like a simple smile, that speak the loudest about someone's feelings. This isn't just wishful thinking or a matter of overinterpreting signals. Women, much like the old Stoic wisdom teaches, have a way of letting their actions reveal the truth of their hearts without needing to verbalize everything. In fact, many Stoics believe that actions, what you do when no one is watching, how you behave when the stakes aren't high, reveal the most about a person's character. So, when a woman smiles in your presence without you even knowing, she's embodying that same quiet truth. Her smile reflects the warmth she feels for you, and while it may not always be a loud declaration, it's a quiet sign of care and affection that is impossible to fake. An iron mind, like the Stoic mindset, would recognize these small signs, understanding that human connection often speaks louder in these silent moments than in grand speeches. Don't overlook this, don't brush it off as nothing. A smile given when she's not trying to impress anyone, when she's not expecting anything in return, is something worth paying attention to. It's a smile that reflects genuine joy, something deeper than mere politeness. And the old Stoic wisdom encourages us to be aware of these subtle messages because they help reveal truths about the human condition, emotions, connections, and desires that don't always fit neatly into words. She might not always show her affection directly, but in those unguarded moments, her smile tells you everything you need to know. That is the beauty of being attuned to the Stoic principles of understanding without demanding clarification, reading between the lines, and knowing when to appreciate the quiet, powerful signals. It's a reminder to be observant, to recognize that strength is not always about control, but about understanding the softness and warmth hidden in everyday moments. In short, if you're ever in doubt, remember this. Her smile, especially when you're not paying attention, is a sign that she's thinking of you in a way that goes beyond mere acquaintance. It's a sign that you have an emotional connection with her, one that is marked by mutual respect, affection, and trust. Don't let these moments slip by unnoticed. This is where the beauty of Old Stoic wisdom truly shines, the ability to see the hidden truths in what others might dismiss as small gestures. Just as Stoic principles teach the value of emotional control, it also teaches the value of emotional understanding, recognizing that feelings often express themselves in the quietest, most unexpected ways. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Now, here's a little piece of advice. When it comes to understanding how someone feels about you, paying attention to the small things matters the most. It's not just about words, but those subtle signs like eye contact, her body language, or even the way she cares for you that reveal what's really going on in her heart. So, the next time you're around her, take notice of these cues. They'll tell you more than you think. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Don't forget to like, comment, and share if you want to see more content like this. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more wisdom. The 15 sexiest male hobbies that make men irresistible to women. Old Stoic wisdom. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it, Epictetus. Gentlemen, quick gut check. Ever notice how your buddy, the guy who spends Saturdays restoring old radios, seems to attract more dates than you, even though you've got plenty going for you? It isn't luck. It's a signal. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly which hobbies make women lean in before you've said a word and why. If you've tried having hobbies and still feel stuck, I'll also point you to one-on-one coaching so you can stop guessing and start moving. First, a myth to retire. The six-pack/six-figure combo isn't the master key. Women who only shop for that aren't the women you want building a life with anyway. What genuinely draws emotionally healthy women is a man whose pursuits reflect confidence, creativity, skill, and depth. A man who uses both his hands and his mind. That's philosophy in motion. This list isn't random. It's grounded in a 2024 date psychology survey of over 800 women, along with countless conversations I've had with women about what quietly flips the attraction switch. One more principle, Marcus would approve: you have to live with yourself. Don't chase hobbies just to impress. Choose the ones that light you up, because authenticity is the magnet and the filter. Not every woman loves every hobby. The right woman will be drawn to the right signals. All right, let's get practical. Here are the 15 sexiest hobbies women consistently find irresistible in men. And I won't just name them. I'll break down the psychology behind each one and how to showcase it naturally so it sparks instant intrigue. Hobby number 1. Reading. Don't roll your eyes and think it's too ordinary. Be sharp enough to recognize that the simplest habits often carry the deepest weight. Women don't just see a guy with a book in his hand, they see intelligence, imagination, and yes, that delicious hint of mystery that keeps them guessing. And mystery, gentlemen, is not some cheap parlor trick. It's one of the oldest and strongest attraction triggers. Picture this. You're sitting there, lost in the pages of a novel, absorbed by words instead of screens. She notices, and instantly her mind starts wandering. What's spinning inside his head? What worlds is he exploring? What truths does he hold that I don't? That curiosity is a spark, and sparks, when fed, become fire. Reading makes her want to decode you, to peel back the layers, to see if your iron mind is as fascinating as your silence suggests. And let's not pretend it's just about looking smart, it's about embodying old Stoic wisdom, the kind that says knowledge is armor, curiosity is strength, and stillness is power. A man with a book isn't shallow, he's layered, thoughtful, maybe even a little dangerous in the best possible way. That is exactly what pulls her closer. So don't waste time with mindless fluff. You must pick up works that stretch you, philosophy, psychology, history, gripping novels that reveal truths about the human condition. Share a single insight, not as a show off, but as a breadcrumb of your inner world. Casually drop a line about how Marcus Aurelius used Stoic principles to govern his emotions, or how a character's struggle mirrors real life. Don't brag, don't lecture, just let it slip like it's no big deal. That's the secret. Women lean in. They want more. They want access to that hidden library inside you. Reading is not passive, it's training. It sharpens your perception, it teaches you to listen, it cultivates patience. And patience, combined with depth, is magnetic. Be the man who reads not for display, but for growth. Not to impress, but to evolve. Remember, books build an iron mind, conversations reveal it, and Stoic principles refine it. So, don't dismiss reading as just a hobby. Treat it like a discipline, a quiet weapon. That is what makes you irresistible. Because in a world full of noise, the man who reads radiates silence, strength, and a wisdom that can't be faked. Hobby number 2, learning a foreign language. This one isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Why? Because a man who studies another language instantly signals drive, ambition, and adventure. That is the kind of man women notice. Think about it. A guy who sticks to the same safe path may be dependable, but he's predictable. You're different. You're stepping into new territory, opening your mind to new sounds, cultures, and ideas. You're not stuck in one place, you're expanding your horizons. That's not just sexy, that's irresistible. Picture this. You're the man who could land in Paris, Tokyo, or Mexico City and thrive. You wouldn't panic. You wouldn't freeze. You'd adapt, navigate, and enjoy yourself. That sends a powerful signal: excitement, possibility, survival value. And let's be honest, whispering something smooth in French or Spanish, that's not just a bonus point, it's a whole scoreboard. Even if all you can do is order tacos in Spanish with a grin, you're showing effort. And effort is sexy, always. Here's the kicker. Psychology tells us women subconsciously connect language learning to intelligence and adaptability. And adaptability, gentlemen, equals survival value. Her instincts read it like this. If he can adapt to a new language and culture, he can adapt to challenges in life. That means you're reliable. That means you're solid. Don't dismiss this as just some party trick. This is deeper. Learning a new tongue is training your mind to stretch. It's proof you're willing to work for growth. That echoes the old Stoic rules: discipline, perseverance, resilience. Practical Stoicism teaches us that strength isn't loud, it's consistent. And the man who masters even a few foreign words shows that quiet strength. Remember, adaptability is the secret weapon. Languages force you to fumble, fail, and try again. That humility, that persistence, those are paths of wisdom. They make you not only more attractive, but also more capable. Women feel it even if they can't explain why. So don't settle for small talk in your own language forever. Be the man who can switch gears, who can charm with words across borders. That is irresistible. That is timeless. And that, my friend, is what separates the ordinary from the unforgettable. Hobby number 3, playing a musical instrument. Is not just playing a musical instrument, it is mastering a discipline that makes a man magnetic, powerful, and irresistible. Whether it's the guitar, the piano, or the violin, these instruments carry a soulful energy that speaks louder than words. When you sit down and play, you're not just producing sound, you're projecting discipline, patience, and passion, the very virtues that define strong men and enduring relationships. Women see beyond the notes. They see your ability to focus, to commit, and to channel energy into something meaningful. That is what wins respect, desire, and admiration. Epictetus once said, "No great thing is created suddenly." That is Stoicism in action. To learn an instrument, you must endure frustration, embrace repetition, and conquer setbacks. And that same resilience is what makes you win in life in love, and in every arena that matters. Don't waste time on shallow pursuits. Don't let yourself be a man who drifts. Instead, let the music you create be proof of your willpower. Let every chord you strike remind you that mastery is earned, never given. Marcus Aurelius declared, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you play, you embody that truth." In modern life, where distractions pull men in 1,000 directions, mastering an instrument is a rebellion, a declaration that you refuse to scatter your focus. Let's be clear, women are not attracted to noise, they are attracted to depth. They are not impressed by empty showmanship, they are moved by devotion. That is why when you play, you stand apart. You demonstrate what Stoicism teaches, that strength is calm, that passion is steady, that true victory is control. You must win over chaos, win over laziness, win over mediocrity. And every time your fingers move across the strings or keys, you're proving that you can. Don't forget, Epictetus taught that happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control, and some are not. The ability to take an instrument, shape its sound, and bend it to your will is a living metaphor for mastering your own mind and mastering your own life. Play not just to entertain, play to embody mastery. Play to show the world that you are a man of stoicism, a man of depth, a man who knows how to win. If you found this valuable, give it a like, share it with someone who needs this wisdom, and hit subscribe for more timeless insights. Comment to remember, I am disciplined, patient, and passionate. Hobby number 4, cooking. Don't underestimate this one because sautéing garlic in a hot pan isn't just dinner, it's practically foreplay. The aroma hits first, the sizzle follows, and suddenly you're not just a man making food, you're a man commanding the room with quiet power. That is what makes it irresistible. She steps inside expecting takeout or some sad frozen pizza, and instead she sees you chopping, seasoning, plating like you own the place. You hand her a glass of wine while the fragrance of roasted herbs and garlic dances in the air. Don't tell me that isn't seduction. It's theater. It's art. It's proof of an iron mind shaped by old Stoic wisdom. Why? Because cooking shows mastery. It shows independence, creativity, and the courage to nurture instead of just consume. A man who can cook is a man who can lead, but also one who can soften. That contrast, strength with gentleness, is exactly what Stoic principles teach. Power under control, fire in balance with calm. Women don't just see a meal, they see a man who invests effort, who provides an experience, not just calories. You must understand, when you know how to cook, you're not just feeding her, you're feeding her curiosity, her senses, her trust. Be smart, don't overwhelm yourself with 10 fancy recipes. Get really good at 3 signature dishes, your own personal weapons of mass seduction. Rotate them like a general rotates his best soldiers. She'll never notice the repetition because she'll be too busy being impressed by your precision. And here's the kicker: adapt. If she's vegan, if she's gluten-free, if she's allergic to nuts, adjust your masterpiece. That screams thoughtfulness, flexibility, iron discipline disguised as kindness. Don't miss this. The man who can cook well becomes unforgettable because the memory of taste, smell, and atmosphere lingers long after the plates are clean. That is the secret sauce of attractiveness. Cooking, when done with confidence, is living proof of old Stoic wisdom. Focus on what you can control, elevate the simple into the profound, turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. If you want to be irresistible, don't just lift weights, don't just drive nice cars, don't just quote philosophy. Be the man who stirs a pot with the same seriousness he would swing a sword. That is sexy, that is powerful, and that, gentlemen, is why cooking earns its place as one of the sexiest hobbies a man can master. Hobby number 5, woodworking. This one isn't a hobby. It's an instinct. It's primal, raw, manly. When you pick up a piece of wood and begin to shape it, you're not just making furniture. You're connecting to something ancient. Men have been carving, hammering, and building since the dawn of civilization. You stand in that same tradition. That is powerful. That is attractive. Picture this. You run your hand across a freshly sanded oak table, the scent of cedar hanging in the air like a promise. She notices. She doesn't just see a man with tools, she sees strength, steadiness, and skill. She sees capability. And let me tell you, capability is sexy. Why? Because at a deep psychological level, woodworking screams provider energy. It whispers survival, security, and stability. It's not just about shaping wood, it's about shaping life itself. Women don't have to consciously think about it, the message lands anyway. A man who can build something from nothing is a man who can build a future. And here's where the Stoic rules slide in. Woodworking teaches patience. You don't rush a carving, you don't force the grain, you work with it. Practical Stoicism says, don't fight reality, adapt to it. The same applies to the wood in your hands and the life you're building. Now, don't underestimate this. When she sees you guiding the chisel with deliberate focus, she's not just admiring your craftsmanship. She's imagining what else those strong, steady hands could do. Trust me, her mind is already wandering. Woodworking is also a metaphor. Every board has knots, cracks, imperfections. Do you throw it away? Number. You work around them. You make the flaws part of the beauty. That's exactly how paths of wisdom in life work. Don't curse the flaws, integrate them. That's what makes the final product unique, just like you. So here's the truth. Woodworking isn't just about lumber and nails. It's about embodying patience, discipline, and creativity. It's about sending a message that says, I can shape the raw into the refined. I can take chaos and carve order, be the man who builds. Don't just consume, create. Don't just fix, transform. Woodworking is more than sexy. It's symbolic. It's your silent declaration that you have both the strength to protect and the wisdom to endure. That is irresistible. Hobby number 6. Pointing. Don't underestimate it. A man with a brush in his hand is not just making colors dance. He is showing the world he can turn emotion into form, silence into story, and chaos into beauty. Women see a man painting and instantly sense depth, intelligence, and mystery. They see a man who dares to feel and still dares to stand strong. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." And when you paint, you show that your soul is alive, vivid, unafraid. Even if your strokes are imperfect, even if the canvas is messy, it is the act of expression that is magnetic. Don't hide behind excuses. Don't say you're not an artist. Pick up the brush. Pour your strength into vulnerability. That is the paradox women can't resist. Epictetus taught that freedom is the only worthy goal in life. And painting is freedom, the freedom to feel, to reveal, to risk. In modern life, where men numb themselves with distractions and endless screens, painting is rebellion. It shows that you're not numb, you're awake. You must understand, creativity is power. It is intelligence on fire. It is stoicism in motion, because real stoicism isn't cold detachment. It is mastery of the self, mastery of emotion, mastery of expression. When you paint, you win twice. You win against your own fears, and you win her attention. Let her see that your soul isn't locked away, but disciplined, alive, and ready. That is how you embody strength and sensitivity at the same time. That is how you win. So stop doubting, start creating, and let the canvas reveal the man you truly are. The man of depth, of fire, of stoic resolve. The man who knows that life is art and art is victory. If this insight hits you, like, share, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom that makes you irresistible. Now let's make it interactive. Drop this in the comments to remember. Creativity and vulnerability are magnetic. Hobby number 7, writing, especially poetry. Don't scoff, don't shrug. And definitely don't roll your eyes, gentlemen, because this is not about being a fragile artist scribbling heartbreak on napkins. Writing is for men who dare to wrestle with their own thoughts, men who take their chaos and hammer it into rhythm, clarity, and fire. That is what makes it irresistible. It screams introspection, intellect, and emotional maturity, a rare and magnetic triple threat. A man who writes proves he has an iron mind, one forged by Stoic principles, one guided by Old Stoic wisdom that teaches him to master his emotions rather than be mastered by them. Don't think it's just ink on paper, it's electricity flowing from the depths of your soul into words that can strike like lightning. When you recite a verse that lands just right, you're not only revealing that you think deeply, you're showing that you feel deeply, and that combination is dynamite. You must understand this. Women don't just listen to your words, they measure the courage it takes to put them out there. Be the man who doesn't hide behind silence, but commands it to speak for him. Be bold enough to take your words beyond the page, step into an open mic night, read that poem or story, and let the room feel your presence. That moment is not about rhymes, it's about confidence, charisma, and fearless vulnerability. And trust me, that cocktail is intoxicating. Don't underestimate the ancient power here. Marcus Aurelius himself might have been proud of a man who could channel his mind into words that move others. So stop dismissing writing as soft. Own it, shape it, perform it. That is how you turn thought into flame, Stoic wisdom into seduction, and words into something that lingers long after the lights go out. Hobby number 8, gardening. Big surprise, right? You probably expected motorcycles, guitars, or maybe boxing gloves, but here it is, gardening. And believe me, it's sexier than it sounds, especially to women over 30 or 35 who are no longer impressed by boys showing off toys. They're looking for men who can show depth, stability, and a little wisdom. Why does gardening hit so deep? Because it's not just about flowers or tomatoes. It's about patience, care, the ability to cultivate life with your own two hands. And let's be honest, if you can nurture something green and alive, a woman can't help but think, if this man can grow roots, maybe he can grow a relationship too. Don't dismiss this as soft. Be clear. In a world where lettuce costs as much as rent, the man who can pull food out of the earth screams strength, safety, survival. That's primal. That's irresistible. Every seed you plant whispers a message louder than any gym flex. I can take care of us. Women hear it, even if they don't say it out loud. They feel it in their bones. That is why the hobby makes you magnetic. And here's where the old Stoic wisdom slides in. Gardening is the perfect classroom for practical Stoicism. You can't rush a seed. You can't bully it into sprouting faster. You wait, you water, you trust the process. That's a direct reflection of Stoic rules. Control what you can, accept what you can't, and stay steady in between. Be warned, don't expect instant results. That tomato plant isn't going to bend to your impatience, and neither will life, or women for that matter. Gardening forces you onto the paths of wisdom, where every mistake becomes compost and every season teaches you to start again. Picture this, a man leaning down, dirt on his hands, pulling fresh carrots out of the earth. Not glamorous? Wrong. That's competence. That's quiet power. That's the kind of scene that makes a woman think, this guy won't just abandon ship when things get tough. So don't laugh off gardening as grandpa's hobby. Be the man who plants, who nurtures, who harvests. That is sexy. That is rare. And that is the kind of energy that makes women lean in closer, not step back. Hobby number 9, swimming. If you think it's just about showing off a fit, strong, shirtless body, you're missing the deeper truth. It's about embodying power, control, and grace in one seamless movement. Swimming is not only physical, it is psychological, spiritual, and even philosophical. Epictetus, the great teacher of Stoicism, said, No man is free who is not master of himself, and the water is the perfect battleground for mastering yourself. When you dive into the pool, you're not just swimming, you're learning to win over chaos, to move with confidence through resistance, to face the current and own your place in it. Don't think of swimming as a casual hobby. Think of it as training for life itself. The water demands discipline. The water demands control. The water demands that you adapt, that you stay calm when the world feels like it's drowning you. That is Stoicism in action. That is resilience tested. That is how you win. Women see a man who swims with strength and fluidity and immediately recognize adaptability, resilience, and freedom, traits that speak louder than any words. It's not about the perfect stroke, it's about owning your space. Swagger is sexier than perfection. Don't hide behind hesitation. Don't fear the splash. Jump in with conviction, because in swimming, as in life, hesitation is death. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic master, declared, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you swim, you practice this very truth. You decide whether you glide like Bond or belly flop like a madman. The victory is in the ownership, the refusal to shrink back. Let's be clear. Water symbolizes freedom, flow, and adaptability. And when you swim with confidence, you broadcast that you are a man who can bend but never break." So, gentlemen, embrace swimming not only as a hobby, but as a living metaphor of Stoicism. Use it to train your body, sharpen your mind, and fortify your soul. Swim with purpose. Swim with conviction. Swim to win. Because in the water, as in life, only the man who dares to move boldly, who embodies Epictetus, Stoicism, becomes truly irresistible. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Hobby number 10, photography. Don't be fooled. It isn't just clicking a button and hoarding snapshots like some tourist on autopilot. Photography is about perspective, discipline, and the art of truly seeing. That is the sexy part. Women don't just want to be looked at, they want to be seen. And when you're the man who notices the golden hue of sunlight cutting across a street corner, or the way laughter wrinkles someone's eyes, you signal that you operate on a higher frequency. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that life is fleeting, moments vanish, and the iron mind learns to capture what is precious before it slips away. Photography is your proof that you're not just passing through life half asleep, you're awake, intentional, alive. Don't think you need a $3,000 camera or a studio setup. Be resourceful. Use your phone, frame with precision, chase meaning instead of megapixels. A single picture that carries weight says more about you than an entire gallery of random shots. And in a world where everyone scrolls fast and forgets even faster, that quality is irresistible. And here's the kicker. When you take a picture of her and she sees herself through your eyes, not the world's, suddenly she feels desired, understood, radiant. That is why the lens is powerful. Words can flatter, but a picture that makes her feel both real and beautiful, that sears into memory. Pickup artists try to fake this skill, but they always miss the essence. It's not the gear, it's not the act, it's the Stoic principles of intention, awareness, and mastery of perception. You must practice looking beyond the obvious, because that discipline shapes character as much as it shapes art. Don't waste shots on empty vanity. Train your eye, refine your patience, learn the silence between moments. Women sense this quiet confidence. They know the man behind the camera has an iron mind, steady and unshaken, but soft enough to reveal tenderness in an image. Photography done right whispers, "Here is a man who notices, who values, who cares." Hobby number 11, astronomy. His one has that subtle, nerdy hot appeal. And let's be honest, what's sexier than a man who looks up at the night sky and sees more than just twinkling dots? Think about it. A man who spends his nights gazing at the stars isn't just a dreamer, he's a thinker. He contemplates the vastness of the universe. He's grounded yet unafraid to reach beyond himself. That's poetic, that's romantic, and yes, that's deeply masculine. Why is it irresistible? Women don't swoon over the guy who knows the price of every new gadget. They swoon over the man who knows how small we are compared to Saturn's rings. Why? Because astronomy signals awe, curiosity, and philosophical depth. It whispers, this man isn't trapped in the shallow end of life. He's swimming in the deep waters of wonder. She imagines you on a blanket under the stars, not talking about office politics or grocery lists, but about meaning, purpose, and mystery. That's a different league of conversation. That's where connection becomes unforgettable. The Stoic connection. Astronomy has always fascinated the Stoics. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote about looking up at the stars to remind himself of life's brevity. That is one of the core Stoic rules. Don't waste your days on trivialities. Look higher, think deeper, live wiser. Astronomy naturally aligns with practical Stoicism. It's not about escaping reality, but putting reality in perspective. You learn humility, patience, and the calm acceptance that comes with realizing you're part of something vast. Follow those paths of wisdom, and suddenly, your appeal is not just physical, it's eternal. The psychology bonus. Here's the secret sauce. When you talk about galaxies, black holes, and infinity, you make her feel like she's part of something bigger. You're not just a guy. You're her ticket into the mystery of the cosmos. That's intoxicating. It creates intimacy without forcing it, and it signals that you're more than a paycheck, a car, or a set of biceps. You're a man with soul. A word of caution. Don't mess this up. Astronomy and astrology are not the same thing. If she's expecting you to point out the Orion Nebula and you start mumbling about her Mercury retrograde, congratulations. You've just booked yourself a one-way ticket to the friend zone galaxy. Be the man who studies the stars, not the one who blames them for his bad haircut. Final word. Astronomy isn't just sexy, it's timeless. It connects you to the ancient philosophers, the dreamers, and the Stoics who once looked up at the same sky. Be that man. Embrace the stars, walk the paths of wisdom, and let your curiosity make you irresistible. Hobby number 12, hiking. This is not just about walking through the woods. It is about embodying strength, adventure, and stoic resolve. Hiking is primal. Nature plus movement equals power. When a man hikes, he is not merely moving forward on a trail. He is proving that he can endure, that he can navigate, that he can lead. Women see this and instinctively recognize groundedness, decisiveness, and courage. Epictetus taught, difficulties show what men are. The trail is a mirror of life. Rocks, roots, and steep climbs are obstacles, and conquering them shows that you do not shrink from challenges, you crush them. This is Stoicism in motion, a living example of self-mastery. Don't underestimate what this hobby communicates. Hiking says, I lead the way, I keep the pace, I overcome. That is the language of attraction, and yes, the great calves are a victory bonus. But the real magnet is how hiking signals you can carry weight, endure pain, and still win. Don't turn it into a dangerous first date. Safety is her greatest need, not a plot for a true crime show. But once trust is earned, inviting her to hike is inviting her into your grounded, adventurous energy. It says you want to share not just a walk, but a journey. Modern life tries to soften men, drown them in comfort, and steal their grit. Don't let it. Hiking is the antidote. It trains your lungs, your legs, and your mind. It demands presence, resilience, and calm under pressure, the very traits women crave. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Hiking proves you live by that law, so stop making excuses. Lace up, step forward, embrace the mountain, master the trail, win the day. This is Stoicism applied, Epictetus approved, and guaranteed to make you irresistible. If you've made it this far, you understand. Hiking isn't just walking in nature, it's proof you can lead, overcome, and keep moving forward no matter the terrain. Comment this to lock it in. I lead with strength and adventure. Hobby number 13, archery. Precision, focus, discipline. Don't underestimate how powerful those three words sound when a man steps onto the range, bow in hand, iron mind steady, stoic principles guiding every movement. There is no noise here, no panic, no rush, just stillness, a deep inhale, and the bowstring pulled back with deliberate strength. That tension is not weakness, it's mastery. Then comes the release, sharp and silent, the arrow cutting through the air like fate itself. Why is this irresistible? Because it radiates control. It screams confidence without saying a word. And it proves that this man does not crumble under pressure. In a chaotic world where most stumble and break, the one who can aim straight, both literally and metaphorically, becomes the anchor, the safe harbor. The man she knows can stand firm when storms rage. Be the one who embodies old Stoic wisdom, because nothing attracts more than a man who doesn't just chase targets but hits them with calm certainty. Psychology doesn't lie. Archery taps into something primal, something ancient, the survival instinct that whispers to her that you're not just a hobbyist, you're a provider, a protector, a man who could thrive if the world demanded it. She sees the bow, the arrow, the focus, and she sees you, the disciplined warrior wrapped in quiet power. Don't think archery is just about sport, it's a symbol. It's the art of patience, the proof of discipline, the reflection of an iron mind that refuses to waver. You must understand that when you draw that bow, you're not just aiming at a target. You're showing the world who you are, a man shaped by restraint, guided by ancient strength, and alive with timeless allure. That is what makes it sexy. That is what makes it unforgettable. And that is what transforms archery into not just a hobby, but a magnetic force of attraction rooted in Stoic principles that never go out of style. Hobby number 14, blacksmithing. Sparks flying, fire blazing, metal bending. You don't just do blacksmithing, you become the storm inside the forge. It's a dance of fire and steel, one of those rare hobbies that screams ancient power and modern artistry at the same time. Think about it. You're wielding fire like a Viking, hammering hot steel into submission. That's not just a pastime, it's a primal performance. Every strike of the hammer echoes back to the days when men forged swords, shields, and destiny itself. That is not small. That is not forgettable. That is raw strength turned into beauty. Why it's irresistible. Blacksmithing is sexy because it's real. No pretense, no polish, just sweat, sparks, and skill. Women don't fall for men who play safe all the time. They fall for men who can shape chaos into order. And what's more chaotic than fire and molten steel? When she sees you with grit under your nails and sweat running down your back, she knows you're not afraid of hard work. When she sees your dirty hands transform raw iron into something useful or even beautiful, she sees a man who builds, not just consumes. That's powerful. That's magnetic. The Stoic connection. Here's where Stoic rules come in. Blacksmithing isn't just hammer and fire, it's patience, it's discipline. It's the very essence of practical Stoicism. You wait until the steel is at the right heat. You strike with measured force, not wild frenzy. You understand timing. You know that true strength is calm, not reckless. In the paths of wisdom, blacksmithing becomes more than craft. It becomes metaphor. Every man must forge himself in the fires of hardship. Every man must bend, but not break. You're not just making tools, you're reminding yourself that you are the tool sharpened by life, the sexy balance. But don't forget this, grit is hot, grime is not. The forge belongs in the workshop, not in her living room. Wash up before you touch her silk blouse. Transition from raw to refined. That balance, power, and polish is what makes her melt. And when she watches sparks fly from your hammer, Her imagination doesn't just stop at the forge. She wonders what other sparks you might ignite, ones that don't require gloves or safety goggles. Blacksmithing is niche, yes, but that's what makes it unforgettable. You're not following the crowd, you're mastering fire. You're not just a man with a hobby, you're a man who turns chaos into creation. Don't forget, be patient like the steel, be fierce like the fire, be balanced like the blade. That is the path of the Stoic craftsman. And that path, sweaty, smoky, and utterly magnetic, makes you irresistible. Hobby number 15, traveling. Don't underestimate it because travel is more than moving from one place to another. It is a declaration of power, curiosity, and freedom. Epictetus once said, "The world is a book, and those who do not travel read only one page." And he was right. Travel is Stoicism in motion. It proves you can adapt, endure, and thrive in new environments. A man who travels shows that he refuses to stay stagnant. He refuses to be chained by routine. He refuses to live small. That is why it's sexy. It radiates courage. It screams curiosity. It whispers strength. A passport full of stamps is not decoration. It's a scoreboard of victories, proof that you faced the unknown and won. When you walk into a room with stories of foreign streets, midnight train rides, and strange but unforgettable meals, you instantly project a life that is bigger, bolder, more alive. Women don't just hear the story, they imagine living inside it with you. That is irresistible. Don't lock yourself in your neighborhood. Don't let your life shrink to the size of your comfort zone. Let's be clear, traveling is not luxury. It is discipline, training, and proof of growth. It is how you practice Stoicism in the modern world, by learning that no matter where you are, you adapt, you observe, you grow. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how, Nietzsche said, and travel gives you both the why and the how. You must choose movement over stagnation, action over hesitation, victory over fear. Epictetus taught that freedom is the power to live as you will, and traveling is the practice of that freedom. So, in this modern age where men can waste decades scrolling, stuck, waiting, you must not wait. Get up, go, see. Win, expand your horizons, expand your spirit, expand your strength. Traveling is not escape, it is conquest. That is how you master life, that is how you show victory, and that is how you become the man who cannot be ignored. So there you have it, fellas. 15 hobbies that women find absolutely irresistible. From reading to blacksmithing, from poetry to traveling, each one sends subconscious signals that amplify your attractiveness. But here's the secret. Don't just pick a hobby to get women. Pick it because it lights you up. Because when you're living fully, passionately, and authentically, that's when attraction becomes effortless. At the end of the day, women aren't drawn to a checklist of skills. They're drawn to the energy of a man who enjoys his life. So, find what makes your heart race, dive into it, and let the rest follow naturally. Thanks for hanging out with me today, my friends. Keep growing, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep being you. That's your real superpower. Until next time, stay sharp and stay true. Respond to a hug like this, and she'll never forget you. Old Stoic wisdom. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Carl Jung. Men often underestimate the power of a simple hug. To most, it feels like just a polite gesture or a warm greeting. But in truth, a hug can hold far deeper meaning. It can be a silent signal of affection, attraction, or even longing. When you learn to recognize these unspoken messages, you unlock the ability to connect with women on a level many men never reach. A hug isn't merely about bodies touching. It's an unspoken language. The pressure of her arms, the length of the embrace, the way her body positions itself against yours, these subtle cues can reveal more than her words ever could. And how you respond determines whether she feels truly seen and understood, or whether the moment passes unnoticed. That's why today we're going to uncover the 10 different types of hugs, what each one really means, and how to respond in a way that leaves a lasting impression. By the end, you won't just know how to react, you'll know how to make her feel valued, cherished, and unforgettable. 1. The friendly pat. When a woman greets you with what's known as the friendly pat, you may find yourself feeling a little thrown off. It's casual, quick, and to the untrained eye, might even feel like a hug that doesn't quite hug back. This fleeting moment, which involves a gentle body lean and a few soft pats on the back, is typically platonic in nature. There's nothing romantic about it. It's often the kind of embrace shared between friends or acquaintances. But don't let that fool you. Don't misread it as a rejection, because there's wisdom hidden within this seemingly simple gesture, an opportunity to create something more. That's where Old Stoic wisdom comes into play. The Stoic principles guide us to never allow our emotions to rule us, to remain composed even in moments that might seem discouraging. Rather than retreating into self-doubt, take this moment as a chance to test the strength of your own character, like a true iron mind, and see the potential in what lies beneath the surface. Here's the thing, if a woman hugs you like this, it doesn't mean the door to romance is closed. It means that you're in the friend zone, yes, but that's a place with potential. You must be willing to work through it, step by step, using patience and tact. Old Stoic wisdom reminds us that all relationships, even romantic ones, are built over time, through consistency and genuine connection. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Instead of rushing toward the destination, focus on developing the foundation that can eventually support something more meaningful. Engage her in conversations that go beyond the superficial. Open up about your own experiences, your own struggles, and your own dreams. Share pieces of yourself that reveal your true character, your depth. By doing this, you move beyond just a friendly hug to a genuine bond that could eventually lead to something much more profound. In these moments, you must tap into your inner strength. Don't let insecurity cloud your judgment. The Stoic principles encourage us to stay calm, centered, and unshaken by small setbacks. Every small gesture, even a quick and casual hug, can be a stepping stone toward deeper intimacy. So, don't shy away when you get that friendly pat. Instead, look at it as a challenge to improve the connection. Engage in conversations that matter, share wisdom, express interest in her life, and, most importantly, give her space to see the man you truly are, capable, grounded, and emotionally intelligent. This slow, steady approach, fueled by the wisdom of the Stoics, allows you to build trust and attraction over time. Remember, it's not about rushing toward a romantic conclusion, but about letting things unfold at their natural pace. With your iron mind and the patience that comes from understanding Stoic principles, you will show her that you're a man worth knowing on a deeper level. So the next time a woman gives you that friendly pat, don't recoil. Don't be discouraged. Be patient. Be steady. Focus on growing the bond. And in the long run, you might just find that this simple, innocent gesture can be the gateway to something far greater. 2. The firm hug. A firm hug, unlike a quick and casual one, is something that lingers in the moment. It's not just a fleeting gesture, it's a sign of comfort, trust, and a hint of familiarity. There's an unmistakable quality to it, an embrace that feels like it means something more. But here's the catch. While it's a deeper form of connection, it doesn't necessarily scream romantic intent. The difference here is subtle, but that's where wisdom lies. This is where the first lesson of practical Stoicism comes in. You must not rush to conclusions. A firm hug is an invitation, not a declaration. It's a space to reflect, to feel, and to respond wisely. That is the essence of Stoic rules, understanding the moment, embracing the present, and responding in a way that respects both your boundaries and hers. Don't rush it, let it unfold naturally. When you receive a firm hug, the natural inclination may be to pull away, as if you're unsure of what just happened. Don't. Let the moment breathe. Hold on for just a second longer than she expects. This isn't about forcing anything. It's about showing that you value the connection. Let it simmer. Stay present in the moment and feel the energy between you. If you're following the paths of wisdom, you'll recognize that this pause is crucial. It's not about pushing for more, it's about respecting the exchange as it is. Take a moment to observe her body language. Is she smiling? Is she maintaining eye contact? Does she seem relaxed in your arms? These subtle cues are important. They tell you whether she's comfortable or if she's testing the waters for something deeper. In the realm of practical stoicism, this is where wisdom shines. The wise man doesn't react impulsively. He reads the room, understands the moment, and adapts accordingly, responding with grace and confidence. A firm hug, when done right, can be a signal that the relationship is progressing, but it's also a delicate balance. This is where you, as a man of wisdom, must respond in a way that reinforces the connection while respecting its natural pace. If she smiles and continues to stay engaged, that's your signal to maintain the embrace just a moment longer. The key here is not to pull away too soon. Instead, hold steady, but do so gently. Your embrace should not feel like a forceful grip, but rather one that offers assurance without overstepping boundaries. Let your presence be calming, steady, and unwavering. This is where Stoic rules come into play again: calm, collected, and in control. You are not seeking approval. You are simply offering what is needed in that moment: your strength, your steadiness, your wisdom. Don't think of it as a test, but rather as a shared experience that speaks volumes about your character. She will remember how you made her feel. Don't overthink it, be present. This is the key to truly mastering the art of connection. Whether it's a firm hug or a simple conversation, the Stoic path requires you to remain present, unclouded by doubt or anxiety. You must not overthink the situation. As the old Stoic wisdom tells us, the present moment is all we truly have. Respond to the moment with clarity and confidence. And remember, it's not the hug that matters most, it's how you respond. Your response, calm and measured, is a reflection of your inner peace, your understanding of the situation, and your awareness of the subtle signals she is sending. When you respond to a firm hug with the wisdom of a Stoic, you are not only cultivating a deeper bond, but you are also showing mastery over yourself and your emotions. You're not chasing anything, you're simply allowing things to unfold naturally. As you hold that embrace just a little longer, you're also reminding yourself that the journey is not about rushing toward an outcome, but about understanding and appreciating the moments along the way. The next time you find yourself in a moment of connection, whether it's a firm hug or any other gesture of affection, remember the timeless wisdom of Stoic rules. Respond with intention, with understanding, and with grace. Stay calm, stay steady, and let the path unfold naturally. In doing so, you'll create not only deeper bonds, but also lasting memories that she will never forget. The beauty of practical Stoicism is in its simplicity. It allows you to live in the moment, to respond wisely, and to create connections that are genuine and lasting. If you find this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. To remember, I am creating deep connections through trust and presence. Comment that below to interact with the channel. 3. The lingering embrace. In a world where true connection seems to elude many, mastering the art of a lingering embrace can set you apart. When a woman embraces you and doesn't rush to pull away, it's not just a hug, it's a profound sign of deeper emotional or physical attraction. Notice her body relaxing against yours, her chest pressing closer, her breathing slowing as she enjoys the intimacy. This is no ordinary hug. It's a signal of comfort, trust, and a genuine desire to connect. If her hands stay on your back, feel the opportunity at hand. This moment is not for you to pull away first. You must remain steady. Mirror her energy, stay present in the moment, and reciprocate with a gentle touch on her lower back or a soft squeeze. Let the embrace linger, even just for a few extra seconds. The lingering embrace is where emotional bonds are strengthened, where subtle signals speak louder than words. This is your chance to show confidence, not in your words, but in your actions. In a world where men often fall short in emotional intelligence, the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus teaches us to control what we can And the lingering embrace is a clear demonstration of control and confidence. Remember, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Just as Epictetus emphasizes the power of controlling desires, the lingering embrace shows the power of control over your actions, allowing you to act with purpose and patience. Don't rush, don't panic. Remain calm and assured. When you mirror her energy, when you reciprocate with warmth and subtlety, you are winning, not by force, but by being present, by making her feel safe and cherished. Stoicism win. Don't let fear or insecurity make you pull away prematurely. Be present. Let her feel the security of your embrace. Understand that the longer the hug lasts, the more deeply you connect. This is your opportunity to build a bridge, not just through words, but through action. Be decisive in your actions. Don't overthink. Let her feel the warmth of your presence and the power of your calm assurance. This lingering embrace is not just physical, it's emotional. By not rushing, by staying present, you are demonstrating your strength, your emotional intelligence, and your ability to connect deeply. No man is free who is not master of himself, said Epictetus. This is exactly what you do when you let the embrace last a moment longer, letting your emotional control shine. This moment could define a relationship. It's not just about attraction, it's about building trust, letting her feel that she can be vulnerable and safe with you. She may not say it, but your touch, your patience, and your presence speak volumes. The lingering embrace is a subtle dance, a clear display of strength without force. You are not demanding anything from her. You are giving her the space to feel safe, to feel close, to feel desired. And that's how you win, by mastering your emotions and your actions. In today's world, this emotional control, this ability to connect without rushing, is what makes a man stand out. You must embrace it. That is the true art of winning, not just in relationships, but in life. So, don't be the one to pull away first. Stay calm. Stay confident. Stay present. Let the moment unfold and watch how it changes the dynamics. You are not just a man. You are a master of yourself, a master of the moment. Stoicism win. 4. The intimate embrace. When it comes to the art of a hug, few can convey the level of connection as the intimate embrace. This is the hug that speaks volumes without uttering a word, a hug that's deep, warm, and emotionally charged. It's more than just a physical gesture, it's a language of trust, vulnerability, and a shared bond. When a woman leans into you, her head resting gently on your shoulder or neck, it's not just a casual move. It's a clear sign that she feels emotionally safe with you. She's allowing herself to be vulnerable, to show the deepest parts of herself, and that's something you must not take lightly. In this moment, you must embrace her fully without rushing to end it. Don't break the connection too quickly. Instead, give her the time and space to feel your warmth and your presence. You'll notice subtle cues. Her breathing may deepen. Her body may soften against yours, and there might even be a light, tender caress on your back, all signaling her comfort and emotional openness. You must remember, this isn't just about the physical touch. It's about the trust and emotional exchange happening in that moment. She's giving you a glimpse into her vulnerability, and how you respond can either solidify or break that connection. If she doesn't pull away, don't misinterpret it. You must see it for what it is, an invitation for more intimacy and trust. Watch closely for signs that she wants more. If she tilts her head toward you, tightens the embrace, or lingers in your arms, those are all unspoken signals that she's looking for a deeper connection than just a friendly gesture. Don't miss the chance to deepen the bond. The way you hold her, the way you remain present in that moment, speaks volumes about your own comfort with intimacy. It's not just about being physical, it's about being emotionally present and steady, reflecting the strength of your iron mind, grounded in old Stoic wisdom. In those moments, remember the Stoic principles. You must remain steady, calm, and unhurried. Don't rush it. The emotional connection is fragile, and a premature departure from the moment could create distance, undermining the trust she's so freely giving. Take your time and embrace her with the understanding that this is where emotional and physical connections merge, where your response can either deepen the bond or break it. And the way you do it, your patience, your steadiness, and your lack of fear, will tell her everything about your emotional maturity and strength. It's in this space that the Stoic man shows his true power, not in force, but in the ability to remain calm and present in vulnerable moments. This is where Old Stoic wisdom shines through. No rush, no hesitation, just pure emotional presence, like the strength of a tree that stands firm in the face of the wind. Don't let this moment pass by without embracing it fully. Be aware of the signals, listen to the cues, and hold that moment as long as it lasts. When you do this, you will never be forgotten. If you want to make a lasting impression with your embrace, respond like this, and she'll never forget it. Show her your warmth, trust, and comfort with every touch. If you believe in the power of real emotional connection, drop a comment below right now. I embrace with trust and warmth. Like, subscribe, and keep reminding yourself, true connection starts with genuine presence. 5. The side hug. In a world where physical gestures speak volumes, the side hug stands as one of the most underrated yet profound ways of showing respect and warmth. You might think it's just a casual, friendly gesture, but if you understand the deeper meaning of it, especially through the lens of Stoic rules and practical Stoicism, you'll realize it can carry significant weight in shaping your relationships. So, the next time you receive a side hug from a woman, respond with confidence and grace. Don't fumble through it. Instead, channel that old wisdom we often forget in moments of subtle interaction. Let's dive into why that side hug is a golden opportunity for you to demonstrate character, connection, and respect. You must respond thoughtfully. That is how bonds grow. What is the side hug? A side hug usually happens when two people stand side by side and briefly wrap one arm around each other. It's relaxed, simple, and often carries a sense of comfort. There's no urgency, no pressure, just two individuals acknowledging each other in a friendly, natural way. It's common among friends, colleagues, or even acquaintances. This is the perfect example of practical Stoicism, recognizing that sometimes a connection doesn't need to be complicated. It's about showing mutual respect without forcing anything. And isn't that the essence of Stoic rules? Know your boundaries. Know the space you occupy. A side hug is the acknowledgement of that space, a gesture that says, I respect you and I value our connection. The hidden meaning behind the side hug. When a woman offers a side hug, it's important not to jump to conclusions. It's not necessarily a sign of romantic interest. Instead, it's a sign of comfort, trust, and acknowledgement. You must not mistake this for an invitation to push boundaries. A side hug is a way for her to say, I'm comfortable with you, and nothing more. Now, here's where Stoic rules come into play. You must respond with warmth, but not with overexcitement or hesitation. This is where the concept of self-control comes in. Be firm in your own presence, but always respectful of hers. Show that you are grounded, steady, and not easily moved by superficial gestures. A side hug isn't an invitation for you to be anything other than who you are, a man of wisdom, calm, and respect. How to respond: be warm, be respectful. When a woman gives you a side hug, respond with warmth. Smile, nod. Let her know that you value the connection, but never overstep. Think about the bonds you want to form in life. Do you want relationships built on force, or do you want them to grow organically, based on mutual understanding and respect? That is the power of Stoicism in everyday life, recognizing the space to act and then doing so with wisdom and purpose. Stoicism and the art of connection. The path of wisdom is not about chasing every opportunity that presents itself. It's about being aware of the present moment and responding accordingly. Don't push for more when the moment doesn't call for it. The side hug is not about pursuing something further. It's simply a gesture that offers you an opportunity to respond with dignity and respect. Think of this as an application of practical Stoicism. The key to wisdom in relationships is recognizing what a gesture represents and responding with appropriate behavior. Be present in the moment. Don't rush to fill silence or awkwardly navigate the interaction. Instead, show that you can be calm, understanding, and thoughtful. It's a chance to let your character shine through without demanding anything in return. In this way, you reinforce your connection with the woman who offered you the hug. But more importantly, you demonstrate to yourself and to others that you don't need to chase after approval or validation. You must stand firm in your own understanding, knowing that sometimes the simplest of gestures carries the most meaning, building stronger bonds over time. The beauty of responding to a side hug with genuine warmth is that it can lay the groundwork for deeper connections. That is the power of slow growth, the kind that comes from mutual respect and shared understanding. When you approach this interaction with wisdom, you allow space for the relationship to evolve naturally, without forcing anything. Remember, Stoic rules are there to guide you toward wisdom in all walks of life, including your personal connections. Don't overlook the small moments. Even a side hug can be an opportunity to practice control, to show respect, and to respond with kindness. So, the next time you receive that side hug, take a moment to ground yourself. Appreciate the gesture. Be firm in your response, and let it be a demonstration of your stoic nature. Over time, this kind of wisdom will allow you to form relationships based not on urgency or need, but on respect, mutual understanding, and the shared paths of wisdom that guide us all. 6. The full body hug. A full body hug. It's more than just an embrace. It's a statement of connection, trust, and emotional intimacy. It's the kind of hug that involves your entire body, a true exchange of energy that communicates more than words could ever convey. In a world where distance, both physical and emotional, often reigns, this kind of closeness is a rare and powerful bond. It's for those moments when you've gone beyond the surface level and have entered the realm of true emotional engagement. When someone offers you a full body hug, it's not just affection they're showing, it's vulnerability. And in that vulnerable moment, you must rise to the occasion. You don't shy away. You don't freeze. You meet it with presence, strength, and calm. Hold the hug just a little longer. Don't let go too soon. That extra second, that subtle show of commitment will imprint on their memory. It shows you are in control of the moment. It shows you are not rushing, but are allowing the bond to grow. In the words of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. What he's saying here is that true wealth doesn't come from abundance. It comes from mastery of the present moment. A full body hug is about that, mastering the present. Let that moment sink in. Let that connection be built. Don't just go through the motions. Make every movement deliberate. Win in the small moments, for they add up to the great ones. The key here is to remain grounded. Your ability to stay relaxed, to remain calm in the midst of emotional depth, speaks volumes. You're not scrambling for approval or validation. You're secure in who you are. You understand that intimacy doesn't need to be rushed. It's built through patience, through presence. And you, my friend, must master it. Life isn't about quick, fleeting moments. It's about the bonds you build, the trust you earn, and the deep connections you form. That extra second of closeness during a full-body hug is how you win. It's how you demonstrate control, composure, and emotional strength. It's stoicism in action. This is how you win, not just in relationships, but in life. Don't let these moments slip by. Seize them, control them, and you will leave a lasting impact. Keep this in mind. The way you hold someone, the way you show up in those moments of intimacy, is a direct reflection of your inner strength. It's stoicism, it's winning, and it's how you build something lasting. Remember, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Let your actions, even something as simple as a hug, speak louder than words. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. 7. The awkward hug. Imagine a moment in life when you meet someone and both of you are about to hug. But then, something unexpected happens. The hug feels awkward and a bit stiff. That feeling, yes, it can be one of the strangest moments in human interaction, when the connection isn't strong enough yet or when one of the people isn't sure how to express themselves. These are the moments when you might feel awkward or uneasy, but don't rush to pull away. Don't let this moment pass without leaving a mark. The awkward hug happens when two people haven't fully understood each other yet, when the relationship is still in its early stages and hasn't been clearly defined. It could be the first meeting, or maybe you haven't seen this person in years. Your body might naturally want to pull back, but if you let discomfort win, you'll miss the chance to create a deeper connection. In fact, this is the perfect moment to apply Old Stoic wisdom to help you move through the discomfort and turn it into something meaningful. A man with an iron mind, a resilient spirit, doesn't shy away from discomfort. Instead, he faces it head on. When you find yourself in an awkward hug, don't rush to let go. Try holding on for just a little longer. A gentle, reassuring squeeze can turn an awkward moment into a warm one, making the interaction feel more comfortable. That extra second transforms the awkwardness into connection, turning what could have been an uncomfortable silence into a chance to deepen rapport, even if it's just a small shift. That's the power of Stoic principles in action, the ability to stand firm when the world feels uncertain, to stay connected when it's easier to disengage. Real connection isn't always smooth. Sometimes it's in those uncomfortable moments that real relationships are formed. So don't back away when things feel awkward. Instead, be the one who turns an uncertain hug into something memorable, even if it's just for that moment. That's the kind of man who doesn't just survive awkwardness, he masters it. And in doing so, he leaves a lasting impression. So don't shy away. Embrace the moment, hold on a little longer, and let the other person know you're there. You're not just going through the motions, you're laying the groundwork for something deeper, for a real connection, and that's what truly matters. By leaning into the discomfort, you let the other person know that you're present and willing to make the effort to create a bond, no matter how awkward the situation might initially seem. And that's what sets you apart. When the hug ends, it won't just be an exchange of gestures, it'll be a shared moment of understanding. You may not realize it, but it's in these small, vulnerable moments that the strongest connections are formed. By applying these Stoic principles and holding on a bit longer, you embrace not only the other person, but also the growth of the relationship. So, don't shy away from the awkward hug. Use it as a tool to show strength, warmth, and the kind of connection that's rooted in presence and purpose. Embrace the power of Stoic wisdom and make every moment count. 8. The squeeze hug. A squeeze hug is an embrace that tells a story without uttering a single syllable. The tightness, the firmness, it's not just a physical act. It's an emotional gesture, one that says, I am here for you. I feel you. You matter. Whether she's seeking reassurance, comfort, or simply expressing her deep affection, the squeeze hug is a moment of intimacy and emotional support. When a woman gives you a squeeze hug, she's opening her heart, showing vulnerability. She's sharing a part of herself, perhaps even in a way words cannot fully capture. That is the power of the squeeze hug. It's a rare kind of affection that requires you to be present, not just physically but emotionally. And this is where the Stoic wisdom comes in. The Stoic rules: respond with presence, not just a pat on the back. The Stoic rules teach us that we must remain grounded, calm, and in control of our emotions. But let's be clear, Stoicism doesn't mean being emotionless. It means understanding and mastering your emotions, allowing them to serve you, not control you. So when you receive a squeeze hug, don't simply stand there like a statue. Instead, embrace the moment fully. Don't pull away too quickly, and don't rush into the hug with a superficial pat. Hold her for just a moment longer. Show that you're in this with her, that her feelings have a place in your world. Remember, this isn't about being emotionally distant. It's about using practical stoicism to balance your emotions. Don't overwhelm her with your own emotional baggage, but don't shut down either. Be present. The paths of wisdom, giving and receiving in equal measure. The way you respond to a hug like this is part of the paths of wisdom that many people never fully grasp. This is an opportunity for growth, not just in your connection with her, but in your own emotional intelligence. Be mindful of her needs. If she's giving you a squeeze hug, chances are She's letting her guard down, seeking comfort, support, or simply closeness. She's offering something vulnerable, and you have the power to reinforce that bond or break it. When you hold the hug for a moment longer, you are saying with your actions, I acknowledge your vulnerability. I'm here and I won't rush this moment. This act alone shows emotional maturity, a key part of practical stoicism. You're not acting on impulse or simply reacting to the hug. Instead, you are calmly but firmly choosing how to respond, and in doing so, you create a moment of profound connection. You must respond with care, but don't overdo it. However, here's the thing, don't overdo it. The key to the squeeze hug is balance. If you hold the hug too long, it might become uncomfortable. If you let go too soon, you risk seeming detached. The response to a squeeze hug should be measured, thoughtful, and in tune with her energy. The Stoic rules remind us that wisdom lies in moderation. Don't rush to comfort her, but don't be so distant that she feels alone. Be the calm in the storm, the steady presence she can rely on. In conclusion, leave a lasting impression. The next time a woman offers you a squeeze hug, respond with the wisdom of the ancients. Take a moment, just a moment longer, to hold her tight. Let your actions speak louder than words ever could. Your ability to offer emotional support, to show vulnerability, and to respond in a grounded, calm manner will leave an imprint on her heart. She will remember that hug and you for years to come. The practical stoicism you exhibit in those few seconds will guide you through many paths in life. It will help you connect, not just with her, but with the deeper currents of your own soul. Be present, be kind, but above all, be wise. If you want to leave a lasting impression, show her that your embrace goes beyond the surface. Hold that squeeze hug a little longer, and let her feel the depth of your care. Actions speak louder than words, and a hug can say more than you realize. Comment below, I am ready to make my connections deeper and more meaningful. 9. The backward hug. The backward hug is a powerful yet subtle gesture that can leave a lasting impression if done right. When you wrap your arms around someone from behind, you aren't just embracing them, you are offering protection, comfort, and sometimes even a quiet declaration of affection. It's different from the usual front-facing hug, creating a unique dynamic. The moment your arms encircle her from behind, she feels both safe and vulnerable, which can deepen the connection between you. But this is where it gets crucial. Pay close attention to her response. If she relaxes into the hug, that's a sign of trust and comfort. She feels secure and cared for in your presence. This is the moment you know you've truly connected on a deeper level. But if she stiffens, pulls away, or seems uneasy, you must respect her boundaries. The key is awareness. Just as Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, emphasized, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You must be aware of her response, adjusting your actions accordingly to ensure comfort, not discomfort. Stoicism teaches us the importance of mastering our reactions to life's circumstances, and this is a perfect application of that wisdom. A backward hug can be an act of emotional strength. It's a moment to display not just affection, but control, sensitivity, and respect. You must understand that the power of such a gesture lies not in the hug itself, but in your awareness of the other person's needs. He who is brave is free, said Seneca, and there is nothing braver than respecting someone's space while expressing your affection. Don't rush. Let your actions speak louder than words. Pay attention, be present, and master the situation. This isn't just about hugging. This is about creating a moment where you can stand strong, yet gentle. A backward hug is also a reminder of the importance of nonverbal communication. In today's world, many messages are conveyed without words, and a hug like this speaks volumes. You must know when to take action and when to step back. If you are in tune with her, you will know how to adjust, showing strength in your restraint. This is where the wisdom of Epictetus comes into play. No man is free who is not master of himself. Mastery of yourself means being aware of how your actions affect others. And in a world that is often loud and intrusive, a backward hug, done with mindfulness, can be a peaceful, grounding moment. Don't underestimate the power of this simple gesture. A backward hug can elevate your connection to her in ways that words can't. It's a quiet act of strength, tenderness, and respect. To win in relationships, you must have the wisdom to know when to move forward and when to pull back. Stoicism teaches us that real strength doesn't come from force, but from control. When you offer her a backward hug and she relaxes, you win. You've proven you understand her, that you are in control of your own actions and aware of her boundaries. This is how real connection is forged. And remember, to love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides, said David Viscott. This, my friend, is how you create that warmth. This is how you master life, one quiet, powerful gesture at a time. 10. The quick, casual hug. A hug, short yet impactful, can say more than 1,000 words. When a woman gives you a quick, casual hug, don't overthink it. She's not giving you a signal for something deeper right then. It's a spontaneous exchange of warmth and friendliness, one that says, I like you in this moment, but I'm not looking for anything more. And that's where you must focus, in this moment. No need to force an emotional connection where there is none. A quick hug is light, like a breeze. It's a greeting, a farewell, an acknowledgement of presence. Nothing heavy, nothing complicated. But that's exactly where the magic lies. Don't mistake it for something less significant. You see, in the world of Stoic principles and iron mind discipline, there's a lot to be said for understanding the depth of a seemingly shallow moment. Stoic wisdom teaches us to embrace life as it is, without the pressure of making every interaction mean more than it needs to. That's the key. Don't force it. Don't read into it too much. Just allow yourself to respond with the same energy she's offering, a brief hug, a smile, a moment of lightness. That's all. But here's where you need to apply your own Stoic wisdom. Responding in a way that mirrors her energy doesn't mean you're indifferent. No, it means you have the emotional control to remain present without becoming emotionally attached to every little thing that happens. This is the iron mind in practice. You understand that every gesture, no matter how small, is a part of something bigger, a journey, a connection, a story that's still being written. A casual hug is no less significant than the deepest embrace if you know how to value it. It's not about forcing depth where it doesn't belong, but about being in tune with the present moment. That's the true power of a Stoic approach to life and relationships. And here's the thing. A quick hug may seem like a fleeting gesture, but in reality, it's a seed. It may be small, but it carries with it the potential to grow into something deeper down the road. Sometimes it's these casual, unhurried moments that are the foundations of something more meaningful. You might not see it right away, but by respecting the pace and space of the interaction, you allow yourself the ability to cultivate it into something richer later. So respond with warmth, respond with lightness, but don't forget the quiet wisdom behind your actions. Be present, be mindful, and above all, don't try to rush things that are not ready to bloom. This is the lesson that comes straight from Old Stoic wisdom. Remember, the more you practice this, the more you embody the core tenets of Stoic principles. These principles teach you to master your emotional responses and accept things as they come, with grace and composure. By doing so, you create a space where relationships, whether they start with a brief hug or not, have room to grow organically. So, don't force a deeper connection when it's not yet there, but remain open to the potential of what that light exchange may eventually lead to. Every gesture, every moment, is a part of a larger picture, one that unfolds naturally when you trust in the flow of life and apply the steadfast discipline of an iron mind. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Remember, a hug isn't just about the physical embrace, it's about paying attention to the deeper, subtle cues that each moment provides. If you can pick up on those signs and respond with confidence and warmth, you'll strengthen the bond in ways you might not even realize. So, next time you're in a hug, take that extra second to really tune in. Body language is a powerful thing. Whether it's a sign of affection, comfort, or interest, understanding it can change the way you connect with others. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the most telling sign of attraction in a hug, in your opinion? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. Until next time, stay confident and connected. Take care. How to communicate to connect and understand her better, Old Stoic wisdom. Listen with your ears, but also with your heart, and maybe a little bit of your brain too. Epictetus, probably. Let's be honest, communication in a relationship is more than just swapping stories about your day. It's about truly connecting, like deep level, soul to soul kind of connecting. In romantic relationships, communication is the foundation that supports emotional closeness and understanding. If you're aiming to build something lasting with her, how you communicate will be the difference between truly getting her thoughts, feelings, and desires, or just guessing. A relationship won't survive on silence or small talk alone. It needs to be rooted in mutual understanding, trust, and love, with communication as the glue that holds it all together. But here's the secret. Communication isn't just about what you say. It's about how well you listen, show affection, and pick up on those little things she doesn't even need to say aloud. In this piece, we'll dive into 10 fun and practical ways to improve your communication skills. These tips will help you connect with her more deeply, understand her better, and ultimately build a relationship that's both stronger and more meaningful. These lessons, rooted in ancient Stoic philosophy, will guide you to master the art of communication, not just through words, but through listening and respect. 1. Listen sincerely. To truly connect with her, you must learn the art of listening, not just hearing. Listening sincerely is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, and when it comes to love, it's what makes her feel truly valued. It's not enough to simply nod your head and say, I understand. To make her feel heard, you need to tune into the subtle layers of her emotions that often lie beneath the surface of her words. She's not just sharing facts with you, she's opening up a part of her soul, showing vulnerability, and hoping you'll catch what she's really saying. This is where the iron mind of old Stoic wisdom comes in, teaching you the discipline to block out distractions, to stop thinking about your response, and to truly listen with intent. You must be present and acknowledge that every word, every pause, and every shift in tone carries meaning. Let's be real. When she says, work has been stressful lately, it's not just a statement, it's an invitation to understand her. It's a subtle cry for empathy, not a request for you to offer solutions right away. Instead of offering the quick fix advice of, I get it, just push through, try to embrace the Stoic principles of patience and emotional resilience. Respond with, I can understand how stressful that must be. Do you want to talk more about what's been weighing on you? By doing this, you're not only hearing the words, but also reflecting back her emotions, making her feel seen, heard, and cared for. This is the kind of listening that fosters emotional intimacy, and it's only achieved when you are attuned to her unspoken needs. You see, relationships aren't built on grand gestures or constant fix-it moments. They're built on the small, everyday acts of attentiveness. It's in the quiet moments when you lean in, listen with your heart, and give her the space to express herself. The wisdom of the Stoics teaches us that emotional intelligence is a skill, something you can cultivate over time if you have the discipline and willingness to grow. The Stoic principles remind you that it's not always about controlling her emotions, but understanding and accepting them. Don't rush to judge or offer an opinion. Be the rock that she can lean on when the world gets heavy. She doesn't need another critic or problem solver. She needs a partner who listens, truly listens to her inner world. By learning to listen sincerely, you are deepening the connection between you two, creating a bond that transcends surface-level communication. This is not just a tip for better communication, it's a fundamental practice that, when embraced, transforms your relationship. So, do not fall into the trap of thinking that silence or words don't matter. The Stoics believed in mastering the mind, and in this case, mastering the art of listening with an iron mind. It's not just about hearing her words, it's about feeling her emotions and understanding her truth. You must take the time to listen, not only to what is said, but to what is unsaid. 2. Pay attention to body language. Body language is the unsung hero of communication, accounting for over 70% of what's truly being said. Sure, words matter, but the nonverbal cues are where the real action happens. Eye contact, gestures, posture, even the tiniest shift in her expression, these things speak volumes. And if you're smart, you'll listen. Why? Because these silent signals often reveal things her words might never express. She might say, "I'm fine," but her body might be telling a very different story. You must learn to read those stories. The Stoic rules of understanding others go beyond logic. They're about perception. The practical Stoicism of this moment is to connect deeply, not just with words, but with the essence of what's unsaid. Look beyond words. It's easy to get caught in a game of verbal sparring, to focus on what's being said, but that's only half the picture. Be aware that actions speak louder than words. Consider this. You ask her about her day, and she says everything is fine. But her posture is slumped, her eyes downcast, and her hands are tightly clasped in her lap. What's your next move? You could just nod and walk away, thinking nothing of it. But don't fall into that trap. A real connection comes when you see beyond the surface. The Stoic path of wisdom teaches you that understanding the world involves more than just what's immediately obvious. It requires looking deeper. The rules are simple. If she's tense, there's a reason. If she's withdrawn, there's something happening beneath the surface. Don't ignore the signals. You must respond to them. If she's tense, acknowledge it. I can tell you seem tense. Is something bothering you? You're not prying, you're simply being present. And that makes all the difference. She's saying more than she thinks. There's an old saying, the eyes are the window to the soul. While this is undeniably true, don't forget that the rest of her body is an equally open book. Her gestures, posture, the way she touches her hair, shifts her gaze, all of these things can reveal how she's really feeling. You have to pay attention. No, you don't need to be a mind reader, but you must observe with intention. This isn't about finding hidden meanings in every little movement. It's about picking up on clear signals that indicate something is wrong or that she needs comfort. For instance, if she seems quiet and withdrawn, yet her hands are clenched or her posture is rigid, the message is clear. Something is bothering her. At that moment, don't brush it off. Take the opportunity to be there for her. The path of wisdom you walk as a man is not to ignore, but to act with discernment. Be quick to respond with empathy, not judgment. A simple acknowledgement like, "You seem a little tense, want to talk about it?" can open the door to a deeper understanding. In this way, you show that you care, not just about what she says, but about what she doesn't say. Don't wait for words to tell you everything. There's a crucial point here. You have to be proactive in understanding her. If you wait for her to tell you exactly what's wrong, you might be waiting a long time. The Stoics didn't just teach us to be reactive. They taught us to be proactive, to take initiative, and to be aware of our surroundings. Practical Stoicism involves mastering the art of observation, and when it comes to relationships, observation is everything. Don't let the opportunity to connect slip by. Imagine this. She's been quiet for a while, and you can feel the tension between you growing, but she hasn't said anything. Don't sit back, waiting for her to finally spill the beans. Take action. You must step up and ask her about what's bothering her, even if she hasn't said a word. That is the wisdom of understanding. It's not about forcing her to talk. It's about making her feel safe enough to share when she's ready. When you show that you're tuned into her emotions, when you read the signs she's giving off, you create a space where real connection can happen. Incorporate Stoic wisdom in your relationship. The principles of Stoic wisdom aren't just for surviving tough times. They're also for understanding and building stronger connections in the peaceful moments. The paths of wisdom show you that the more you pay attention to these cues, the deeper your relationships can become. Practice these subtle observations, and you'll find yourself not only better understanding her, but also growing in the wisdom of how to navigate your interactions. Remember, The more attuned you are to the nonverbal aspects of communication, the closer you get to her heart. In the end, learning to read her body language isn't just about understanding her feelings in a given moment, it's about creating a long-lasting connection built on empathy. That's the foundation of any solid relationship. And the key to getting there? Paying attention, staying present, and responding with wisdom, just as the Stoics would have done. 3. Show your care through actions. To truly connect and understand her better, you must embody the Stoic principles that elevate your actions above mere words. Stoicism teaches us that our value is shown not by what we say, but by what we do. Epictetus, one of the most powerful voices in Stoic philosophy, reminds us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The same applies to how you communicate with her. In today's world, where words are often cheap and fleeting, your actions must be your voice. Let your actions speak louder than any declaration of love. This is the path to understanding her, the path to mastering relationships and truly connecting. Don't just tell her you care, show her. Stoicism teaches us that emotions are fleeting, but the impact of your thoughtful actions endures. Help her when she struggles. Offer a comforting touch when she needs it. Take the initiative to do something that makes her smile, and you will demonstrate more love than any spoken sentiment ever could. This is not about grand gestures, but the little things, the daily, consistent actions that show you are present, invested, and tuned into her needs. Take the example of preparing her favorite meal after a stressful day. Don't just send a simple, "Hope you have a good evening" text. Instead, be deliberate. Say, "I made your favorite dinner tonight. Hope you can make it home soon so we can enjoy it together." This goes beyond words. It's an embodiment of care. You are taking action to improve her day, to make her feel cherished and understood. As the Stoic Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." In this context, the best way to connect with her is to be unlike the men who simply say they care. You must show it. Epictetus also taught that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This lesson holds true in relationships as well. To truly connect, you don't need to be extravagant. You need to be present, focused, and intentional with your actions. You must identify what she values, what will make her feel supported, and then act on it. The most profound gestures are often simple, but their power lies in the consistency and depth of thought behind them. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about doing things with the expectation of receiving something in return. No, this is about mastering your emotions and actions to show her the respect and care she deserves. When you lead with stoicism, you are not swayed by fleeting emotions or temporary desires. Instead, you take purposeful action. You win by doing the right thing, regardless of how it may be perceived at the moment. The true victory lies in mastery over yourself, in your ability to make her feel valued through every gesture, every touch, every word, and most importantly, every action. In today's world where superficial connections are abundant, the man who practices stoicism wins in his relationships. By showing care through meaningful actions, you make it clear that you are not just interested in her for the moment, but committed to building something enduring. That commitment speaks volumes, stronger than any fleeting words. Make it your mission to embody this, and you will not only understand her better, but build a relationship that stands the test of time. In summary, remember, actions over words. This is the essence of stoicism. This is how you win in life and love. Don't just say you care, show her through actions. Demonstrate your mastery over yourself and the relationship by consistently being present, thoughtful, and deliberate. Epictetus taught us that to conquer the external, we must first conquer ourselves. Conquer the way you show care, and watch your connection with her grow stronger and more profound with each passing day. 4. Encourage her to share. One of the most powerful ways to connect with her and truly understand what's going on inside her mind is by creating a space where she feels safe enough to open up. Too often, she may be carrying thoughts, worries, or emotions that she doesn't express right away, either because she's uncertain or doesn't feel it's the right time. Don't let silence stand between you. Be the one to foster a sense of comfort that encourages her to share. It's not about forcing her to talk. It's about showing her that you're present and genuinely interested in her inner world. The old Stoic wisdom tells us that we must master the art of listening with an iron mind, letting go of our impulses to fix or judge, simply listening with patience and empathy. This is essential when engaging with someone you care about. You must understand that her need to open up isn't always a call for advice, but a desire for connection. That is why you must learn to create an atmosphere of trust where she knows she won't be judged, pressured, or dismissed. So, if you notice that she's feeling stressed, don't just settle for the typical, "Are you okay?" You must ask the right kind of question, something that invites her to open up without making her feel cornered. Try saying, "I'm here to listen if you want to talk about anything on your mind." With this approach, you're not only offering her the space to speak freely, but you're also sending a clear message that you're available to hear what's going on inside her. It's not about trying to fix her feelings, but creating a trusting dynamic where her voice matters. This is a practice grounded in Stoic principles, acting with patience and intention without rushing to conclusions. Don't be afraid of the silence. Embrace it as part of the process. You must let her share in her own time. When she feels heard, you're not just connecting, you're laying the foundation for a deeper, more meaningful relationship. So be patient, be present, and be the kind of partner who fosters a safe space where she can truly be herself. If you found this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember. I create a space for open and honest connection. 5. Respect her emotions. Men, listen closely. Respecting her emotions isn't optional. It's vital. Every person has a unique emotional landscape, and as much as you might expect her to navigate the world with the same calm, logic, and control that you do, it just doesn't work like that. Women, like all of us, have emotions that run deep, and they're not always aligned with what you think or want. Emotions don't play by the rules of logic, and that's where the problem often begins. You must learn to respect her emotions. Don't belittle them. Don't dismiss them. Whether she's angry, sad, frustrated, or confused, your job is not to judge or correct her feelings, but to understand and validate them. This is where ancient wisdom, especially the Stoic rules, comes into play. A Stoic doesn't react hastily, but rather observes, reflects, and responds with understanding. You must also remember that emotions are not a threat. They're a reflection of her experience. You are not meant to be a shield that blocks her feelings, but a steady presence that helps her navigate them. By respecting her emotional state, you show that you honor her as a person. That is key to a relationship built on respect and trust. That is where practical Stoicism comes in. Stoic wisdom teaches us to not be swayed by the external storms, but to remain grounded within ourselves. If she's upset, that's her storm to navigate, but it's your responsibility to be a calm harbor. Here's a simple example. Let's say she comes home from work, visibly upset, and you immediately jump in with something like, "It's not a big deal," or "You shouldn't be upset." No, don't do that. When you minimize her feelings, you essentially say her emotions don't matter. What do you think that communicates? It shows that you don't really care about how she feels. This isn't about agreeing with everything she feels, but acknowledging it. You must say, "I understand that this is frustrating for you, and it makes sense that you're upset. I'm here for you if you want to talk about it more." That is the essence of emotional respect. You aren't negating her feelings. You are simply saying, "I get it." You're giving her permission to feel what she feels without shame or guilt. In this way, you don't just become a partner in a relationship, you become a safe space, a sanctuary for her emotions. You create the environment where she feels supported and understood. You must also learn how to show up emotionally in a way that mirrors Stoic wisdom. Emotions are part of life, but how you respond is what defines the strength of your character. You don't have to fix everything, and you don't have to have all the answers. The paths of wisdom laid out by the Stoics show that often the most powerful thing you can do is listen. By just listening and reflecting back, understanding, you not only help her process her emotions, but you also learn about her on a deeper level. What you should avoid doing is assuming that your way of processing emotions should be hers. Stoic philosophy teaches detachment and self-control, but that doesn't mean ignoring the emotions of others. That's a different thing altogether. You must remember that respect for her emotional experience is not the same as giving up your own emotional boundaries. It's about a balance, validating her emotions while also staying grounded in your own truth. So, to sum it all up, respect her emotions. When she's angry or upset, don't brush it aside. Embrace it, acknowledge it. Say the words that show you understand, not just what she's feeling, but why she's feeling it. Be present with her in the moment, and that will bring you closer than any clever solution ever could. This isn't just relationship advice, it's a lesson in practical stoicism, in staying calm in the face of emotional turbulence, and in building a connection that stands the test of time. If you want to create a strong bond, a lasting one, rooted in deep understanding, then remember this: respect her emotions. It's the foundation of trust, and it's a fundamental rule of the Stoic path to wisdom. 6. Avoid judging and giving unnecessary advice. When it comes to understanding and connecting with her, you must remember one of the key principles of Stoicism: emotional control and perspective. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, believed in mastering our reactions to external events. You must refrain from jumping into fix-it mode when she faces challenges. Women, like anyone, often don't need immediate solutions. They need someone who listens, someone who understands. You must be that person. Too often, we, as men, are quick to offer advice, especially when we think we know the answer. But this is a mistake. This impulse comes from a place of wanting to help, but it often makes the other person feel judged or misunderstood. Let me be clear. Don't fall into the trap of trying to solve her problems right away. Don't believe that your advice is the answer to everything. Sometimes silence and a strong, steady presence are far more powerful. Instead of offering a quick fix, reflect on what Epictetus teaches: that we can't control the actions or feelings of others, but we can control how we respond to them. When she talks about a problem, whether it's a disagreement with friends, work stress, or anything else, your response should be one of empathy. Say, "I understand how that must be difficult for you," rather than rushing in with a solution. This shows you value her emotions over the need to solve her situation. It's about creating space for her to express herself. You must listen without the urge to judge, without the need to solve. This is not weakness, it's strength. Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in restraint and understanding, not in fixing everything around us. Let her feel heard. Let her feel supported. You don't have to be the hero in every situation. Your role is to help her navigate her own emotions, to offer emotional support, and give her the space to make her own decisions. When you approach her challenges with this mindset, you create a stronger bond. The connection you build isn't rooted in you providing solutions, but in you being present, supportive, and non-judgmental. In today's fast-paced world, where everyone is quick to offer advice, your ability to hold back and simply listen will set you apart. Modern life, with its complexities and demands, often leaves people feeling unheard. But you, as a man committed to self-mastery, can stand apart by adhering to Stoic wisdom. As Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listen. Be patient. Let her guide you in how she wants to navigate the challenge. Your role is not to steer the ship, but to be a steady hand on the wheel, helping her maintain course. You must lead with empathy, not with advice. Don't impose solutions. Instead, create a safe space where she feels free to think, express, and choose her path. In this approach, you win, not because you fixed her problem, but because you showed strength through restraint, wisdom through understanding, and true connection through empathy. So let go of the urge to jump into problem solving. Choose to be present, choose to listen. That is how you connect on a deeper level. That is the power of Stoicism, knowing when to speak and when to be silent. You must master this skill if you want to build a lasting, meaningful relationship. 7. Share your thoughts openly. Don't hide behind a wall of silence, expecting a relationship to flourish. If you're not sharing, you're not truly connecting. You must remember that open and honest communication is the bedrock of any thriving partnership. It's not just about exchanging pleasantries or checking off items on a to-do list. It's about opening up your heart and mind so she can truly understand you. When you keep your feelings and thoughts bottled up, you're not only distancing yourself from her, you're robbing the relationship of its potential to grow. The old Stoic wisdom teaches us to cultivate an iron mind, one that is strong enough to face vulnerability and embrace authenticity. And it's this very authenticity that fosters the kind of intimacy that is required for a meaningful connection. Stoic principles encourage us to manage our emotions, not suppress them. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or anxious, don't bury those emotions. Share them. Let her in. That is the real test of your emotional strength. It's easy to hide behind a mask of strength or the illusion of invulnerability, but true strength lies in being vulnerable when it matters most. Imagine saying, "I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed with work right now, but I know it will get better." This is not weakness. It's a sign of trust, an invitation for her to see you for who you truly are, flaws and all. Sharing your feelings doesn't make you any less of a man. It makes you a more grounded and real one. By opening up, you set the stage for her to do the same, creating a safe space where mutual understanding can bloom. You must remember, vulnerability is not a sign of fragility, but of courage and emotional maturity. Don't mistake silence for strength. Silence can often be a fortress that keeps both of you locked away, preventing meaningful connection. Be brave enough to let down your guard, embrace the discomfort of vulnerability, share what's on your mind, whether it's an everyday stressor or something more profound. In doing so, you reinforce the kind of relationship built on trust, not walls. The Stoic idea of an iron mind isn't about avoiding feelings. It's about mastering them, understanding them, and then choosing to express them in ways that cultivate respect and deeper bonds. So, be the one to break the silence, be the one to create space for her to share her feelings. The more you open up, the more she will. And that is the beginning of a relationship where both of you can grow, thrive, and truly understand each other. Don't be afraid to show your true self. The old Stoic wisdom doesn't tell us to be emotionless, it teaches us to be in control of our emotions so they don't control us. In sharing your thoughts openly, you are embodying the very essence of emotional strength and mutual respect. Never forget, in a relationship, what you give is often what you get. And when you share your inner world, you're inviting her to do the same. If you're ready to build a deeper, more meaningful connection, it all starts with being open and vulnerable. Don't let silence keep you apart. Share your thoughts and let her understand the real you. Comment below, "I choose openness and vulnerability to strengthen my connection." 8. Ask open-ended questions to discover more about her. If you want to connect on a deeper level, there's one simple tool you must master: open-ended questions. Forget the quick yes or no answers. Those don't lead anywhere. Instead, embrace questions that invite her to open up, to share her heart, her soul, her thoughts and feelings. This is how you begin to understand her inner world. This is how you start to see beyond the surface, and into the depth of her mind and heart. Here's the thing, you must do more than just skim the surface. To truly understand someone, especially a woman, you need to dive deeper. Practical Stoicism teaches us that in our relationships, just as in life, we must ask questions that go beyond the obvious. Stoic wisdom isn't just for confronting life's challenges, it's also for understanding the nuances of our most important connections. Remember, the Stoic rules demand clarity, patience, and focus, and this is where your patience will pay off. When you ask the right questions, you're not just getting information, you're opening a gateway into her world. Take, for example, a simple question. You might be inclined to ask, "Are you feeling sad?" But pause. This is where the magic of open-ended questions comes in. Rather than asking a yes or no question, ask, "What's been on your mind lately?" Or, "How are you feeling about everything that's been going on?" These questions invite her to reflect, to think, to open up. The difference? The first question is closed and doesn't allow much room for a deeper response. The second one, however, offers space for her to express herself fully. It's a chance to get a deeper, more authentic insight into her emotions. The old Stoics believed that understanding one's own emotions was crucial for a meaningful life. If we apply that to relationships, then understanding the emotions of others is equally vital. The paths of wisdom they laid down for us point to emotional awareness as the cornerstone of meaningful connections. When you ask her the right questions, you're not just being polite, you're actively engaging in the process of understanding her, her past, her dreams, and her emotions. Don't settle for simple surface level interactions. You must be genuinely interested in what she has to say. Listen closely to her words, her tone, and even her silences. Acknowledge her feelings, even if they seem small or unimportant to you. In that moment, they are everything to her. Practical Stoicism teaches us that wisdom isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about applying that knowledge to improve our relationships. Asking the right questions, ones that encourage her to reflect and share, shows that you care. And that's what makes all the difference. That is the power of open-ended questions. They invite depth. They demand more than just a quick reply. They encourage conversation, introspection, and connection. And ultimately, they bring you closer to understanding her, her needs, and her feelings. But don't stop there. In the same way the Stoics advise us to be disciplined in our thoughts and actions, you must be disciplined in your communication. Be aware of how your questions make her feel. Sometimes your questions can be the bridge that leads to deeper intimacy, but at other times they might touch on emotions she's not ready to explore. Be gentle, be kind, listen more than you speak, and always respect her boundaries. In the end, you must understand this. Open-ended questions are a tool, a powerful one, but they are only effective if used with intent and care. So don't just ask because you feel like you should. Ask because you genuinely want to understand her on a deeper level. Use the wisdom of the Stoic rules to guide your approach. Ask, listen, and learn. This is the way to truly connect. By asking questions that invite her to share more, you open the door to real understanding. And that, my friend, is the path to a deeper, more meaningful relationship. 9. Accept the differences between you. In any relationship, the first step toward true connection is understanding that no two people are exactly alike. She's not you, and you are not her. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you begin to master the art of communication. You must stop trying to change her or impose your preferences on her. Instead, you must learn to embrace the differences that make her unique. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This wisdom rings true in relationships as well. Don't try to mold her to your will. Accept who she is, even when it feels challenging. If she enjoys romantic comedies while you're drawn to action films, don't dismiss her interests. Don't criticize her for liking something you don't. You must approach these differences with curiosity and openness. Watch that romantic comedy with her. Share your thoughts afterward. Engage in her world. This is where true understanding happens, where you step outside of yourself and genuinely connect with her on a deeper level. You see, embracing her individuality shows respect. It signals that you value her as a person, not just as a reflection of your preferences. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it, said Epictetus, and understanding another human being, especially when they're different from you, is a glorious challenge that brings you closer together. In the modern world, too many relationships fail because people try to force conformity. Don't fall into that trap. Instead, focus on what makes her unique. That's where the strength lies. Winning in a relationship isn't about making her be who you want her to be. It's about learning how to communicate, adapt, and grow together. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to let go of what we can't. You cannot control her interests, but you can control how you respond to them. The challenge is to accept, appreciate, and find joy in those differences. This is how you communicate to connect, how you become a partner who truly understands and values the other person. Accept the differences between you. Embrace her individuality. This is how you win at communication. You must become a master at understanding her, not by changing her, but by learning to communicate effectively despite the differences. That is how true connection is built. That is how you win. 10. Keep your promises and commitments. Keeping your promises and honoring your commitments isn't just a matter of good manners. It's the foundation of trust in any meaningful relationship. The moment you say, "I'll do this," or "I promise," those words carry weight, especially for her. She's listening not just to your words, but to your actions. If you fail to follow through, you're not just breaking a promise, you're breaking the trust she's placed in you. And let's face it, trust is everything. Without it, a relationship has no foundation to stand on. Now, don't be the person who makes promises that vanish like smoke the second life gets in the way. You must learn to be someone who can be relied upon, no matter how small or large the promise may seem. Remember, Old Stoic wisdom teaches us the value of integrity. Our word is our bond. An iron mind doesn't break under pressure, and neither should your commitments. When you promise her your time, whether it's a small chat or a weekend getaway, follow through. If you say you'll be there, be there. Work, distractions, or unexpected hurdles will always try to pull you away, but you must remember that your promises are more important than the fleeting things that may try to steal your attention. She needs to know that you are someone who respects the time you share, someone who holds true to their word, someone who can be counted on. In this fast-paced world, where people break promises like they're a dime a dozen, being the man who keeps his word will set you apart. Do you think it's easy? Number. But that's what the Stoic principles are all about. Doing the hard things, being disciplined, and holding yourself accountable even when it's inconvenient. The iron mind doesn't waver when things get tough. It finds a way to push through, to honor its commitments no matter what. This doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, but when you do, own up to them. Don't try to cover them up or make excuses. That's weak and untrustworthy. Instead, take responsibility and show her that you care enough to be transparent. It's this kind of honesty and reliability that builds the deep, unshakable bond that every relationship needs to thrive. So don't just make promises, be the kind of man who keeps them. Embrace the Stoic mindset of integrity and responsibility. You'll not only earn her trust, but you'll also be building a stronger, more connected relationship that stands the test of time. That's the power of the old Stoic wisdom, being true to your word, with an iron mind that never forgets its commitments. Hey there, thanks for sticking around until the end. Remember, true communication isn't just about speaking, it's about really listening and understanding. It's about respect, sincerity, and showing up consistently for each other. If you want to build a deep, lasting connection, focus on actions that show you care, and always be open to learning about her feelings and needs. It's not always easy, but trust me, the effort you put into truly understanding and respecting each other will pay off in ways you can't imagine. So take this wisdom to heart. Make every conversation count, keep your promises, and most importantly, be present. That's the real key to a meaningful relationship. Until next time, take care and keep striving for a deeper connection.